Is malaria caused by demons? Should I let the guy standing next to me on the subway cough directly into my mouth? And will a diet rich in non-seed oils and raw milk protect my child from the measles? Hi, and welcome to Public Health History class, where we'll be answering all those questions and more. I'm Lola, and I'll be leading today's lecture because the regular professor has shingles again. Air. It's everywhere. It surrounds and sustains us. The fluid of life, or the other fluid of life, I guess. Air is technically a fluid. You know that, right? And it is full of bits of life and other stuff. Soot from car exhaust, pine pollen, birch pollen, grass pollen, rumors, and germs. Or, put more technically, infectious respiratory particles, aka viruses and bacteria riding around in minuscule bits of moisture created when someone talks or stares silently at you on the bus, which are now surfing the air currents where they can be inhaled by someone else and, depending on the circumstances, make them sick. This happens with all sorts of bugs: influenza, tuberculosis, SARS-CoV-2, and no, right? Isn't it obvious that germs can float out of one person through the air and into another person, making them sick? Apparently not. In fact, it's so not obvious that shockingly few people seem to understand or care about the specifics of airborne disease transmission today. The fact that airborne pathogens can float in indoor air much further than 6 feet or 2 meters, and they can infect people right next to each other or remain aloft and viable for hours in the right conditions, which means that those plastic supermarket barriers and face shields early in the COVID pandemic never made sense. And this might actually be the primary way a number of diseases are transmitted rather than through infected surfaces, but people don't know this, including ones that you kind of assume would, like cancer doctors, or people who design schools for children, or people who design cancer doctors for children. While you may have heard that people in London used to drink water full of and industrial runoff directly out of the River Thames, you probably don't realize that the air we breathe in public indoor places meets the same standards for not being full of dangerous as this drinking water used to, namely, no standards. And I say used to because water is treated now to make it safe to drink in London, as in many, but not remotely all, places around the world. And we could be doing the same thing with public indoor air so people don't get sick with transmissible illnesses nearly as often, or develop chronic conditions from long-term exposure to environmental pollutants, which are just as much inside as out, because smog is not like a vampire that needs to be invited indoors. The bottom line is we would all be better off if infrastructure was updated to provide cleaner indoor air in public places using technology that is already well understood and known to be safe, like ventilation, filtration, and certain applications of ultraviolet light. And some experts have been recommending these sorts of upgrades for years now. It's just not happening, except in the private homes of the ultra-affluent and some workplaces of wealthy governments, of course. And if you're wondering,
but what's your source?
My source list is actually linked in the description. There are some historical scientific works, contemporary government and institutional records, this big old book, and lots of peer-reviewed academic journal articles. There are nearly 100 citations in this video. There has been an explosion of amazing work in this field in the last few years by physicists, biologists, historians, engineers, and more. There's a book by one of the world's best science writers inspired by this recent work, and there have been episodes from some of the most popular science podcasts in the world about the book, about the work of the physicists and biologists. However, all of this more mainstream coverage has what seems to me a puzzling lack of urgency. It's missing a certain je ne sais why are we unnecessarily letting children get repeatedly infected with diseases we know are harming them when we already have the technology to prevent it. And read children to people who are like, oh, kids just get sick all the time. That's just how it is. Literally, no. This is a design issue that could be solved with existing technology. And even though the first scientists to point out how bad the air in schools and other public places was did so almost 100 years ago, very little has changed. It's frustrating. I'm frustrated. And it turns out that the whole history of the science of airborne disease transmission is bizarre and frustrating. So, together, we're gonna dive deep into science history to untangle this twisted tale to try to figure out what the f***'s gone wrong at so many different points in history all the way up to the present, because things are for sure not gonna get better if no one even understands the problem. And things can get better. Let's go. Now, this is such a complex topic that touches on so many threads. The Roman Empire, the AIDS epidemic, the controversial practice of hand washing, and the unbearable ambiguity of words. So instead of approaching it head on, we're going wide, coming in at an angle, and looking first at some public health figures. Many of them sure were ahead of their time and not fully appreciated while alive. So we could begin with this guy, Girolamo Fracastoro, who all the way back in Renaissance Italy was the first to clearly propose that disease can spread from person to person via some sort of tiny, invisible seeds. But did he ultimately manage to convince everyone of his theory? No. It's hard to blame people at this point. Fracastoro didn't really have evidence for his idea, and he was mostly known in his time for his 3-volume epic poem about syphilis, which, to his credit, is indeed caused by the bacteria Treponema pallidum being passed between people via contact. People of Girolamo's time liked his poetry, but the idea that diseases can spread between people just didn't catch on full force yet. Because, obviously, disease is caused by miasma. So, okay, instead of Fracastoro, how about, yes, this guy. More scientific method, decent evidence, fewer rhymes. It's much tidier, narratively. This is Ignaz Semmelweis, a physician from 1840s Vienna who proposed a healthcare idea so radical that he was ridiculed by his contemporaries and eventually died in an asylum following a breakdown. Do you know what his wild idea was? Yes, his idea was that doctors should disinfect their hands before delivering babies to reduce rates of maternal death due to childbed fever, especially when they were delivering babies with their bare hands directly after dissecting corpses with their bare hands. But Semmelweis's experiments requiring physicians to rinse with a chlorine solution prior to deliveries greatly reduced deaths. And while he didn't know exactly why it worked, he thought the incredible results spoke for themselves. Doctors should definitely start washing their hands. Did his colleagues agree? No, of course not. They were doctors. They were gentlemen. And according to a leading obstetrician at the time, gentlemen's hands
are clean.
Also, everyone knew that childbed fever was either just plain bad luck or the result of miasmas in the home environment of some of the poor women who visited Semmelweis's clinic. Despite his best efforts to convince doctors throughout Europe of the benefits of hand washing, Semmelweis was never believed in his lifetime. After his ideas were rejected in Vienna, he moved back to his hometown of Pest, where he tried to publish a treatise on hand washing, and was so ridiculed that he had a breakdown and was locked in an institution where he was beaten by the guards and then died of sepsis. Ironically, the same complication of infection he was trying to prevent. All for the idea that doctors should wash their hands, a concept that most of his fellow physicians didn't like. It is for this reason that long after his death, the term Semmelweis reflex was coined to describe a knee-jerk reaction where people violently reject new ideas despite good evidence when they contradict their pre-existing beliefs. But surely the Semmelweis reflex doesn't come into play anymore because we're so much better as a society at accepting convincing evidence that goes against our previous beliefs and then changing our behavior accordingly, right? No, of course not. This is foreshadowing about the airborne transmission thing. But we'll get back to that. Hold it in your heads for now because first we need to go back to look at this. Fracastoro and Semmelweis couldn't convince people of their ideas 400 years apart because the same concept was more popular: miasma. So, what the hell is miasma? Yes, good job. Miasma, or bad air, was the prevailing Western concept of disease transmission for thousands of years. First put forth by Hippocrates of oath fame, it held that bad smells caused by rotting organic material literally caused disease through various underexplained mechanisms. This is why plague doctors wore those weird masks. The purpose of the beak was to hold nice smells to counteract the bad smells they thought caused disease. Personally, I like peppermint, chamomile, and a dash of apple cider vinegar. Oh, you want to try? Sure. You're the best plague doctor. But will masking a bad smell with a pleasant smell help you avoid disease? No. But compared to earlier ideas, like, for example, that the fevers of malaria were caused by demons, miasma as the cause of disease makes a bit more sense. Fun fact, malaria literally means bad air. It was their belief in miasmas that led ancient Romans to drain many marshes and swamps, which are indeed not the greatest smelling biomes, and although marsh stink wasn't the real cause of malaria, draining the swamps did reduce rates of the disease. Why? Yes. Gold star to the bloodsucker. Okay, so draining the swamps to get rid of miasmas also reduced the habitat for mosquitoes, the real carriers of the single-celled plasmodium parasites that cause malaria, which did lower rates of the disease. So ancient Romans were wrong about what causes malaria, but their solution still helped prevent it. Sometimes public health measures enacted for confused reasons can still have some beneficial effects, thereby also potentially reinforcing one's flawed understanding of cause and effect in disease transmission. Do you understand that I'm foreshadowing flawed modern causal suppositions about respiratory disease spread? But at the end of the day, is miasma real? No. But it is true that this idea dominated for many centuries, and it was what Semmelweis's colleagues believed in the 1850s and what many people continued to believe until damn near the end of the 19th century. So what changed then? What new theory became popular and dissipated the specter of miasma haunting science in Europe? Germ theory. Yes, germ theory. Built on centuries of work from many different people, germ theory finally caught on by the late 1800s, because by this point, it was obvious that it wasn't stinky peasant air that had been making mothers sick in Semmelweis's hospital. It was the corpse germ to pipeline, which seems clear now, but it was a massive paradigm shift. And as proud as doctors were of this new discovery, they were also embarrassed, because only decades earlier their mentors had confidently believed some pretty whack and unintentionally killed loads of people as a result. And so, in their enthusiasm to do a total 180 from that goofy miasma bull, influential early 20th century public health figures turned their backs on the idea that diseases could spread through the air over a distance. Like, ever. Now, there were a few scientists who tried to investigate the idea that maybe bacteria could spread through the air, like Karl Georg Friedrich Wilhelm Flügger, a German. At the very end of the 19th century, Flügger and his collaborators were able to culture bacteria on petri dishes placed at distances both near and far from volunteers who talked and sang. This was demonstrated both with volunteers sick with tuberculosis and with healthy volunteers who gargled with a bacteria that turned bright red on the petri dish. This is actually the same stuff that causes pink shower.
I wanted to air this because I got sent this and I saw this and I watched most of it. I didn't see it all this morning. It's like 30 minutes long, but I watched part of it. And the guy's saying he's criticizing me because you do that, you don't get banned by the algorithm. And he's just one surfer coming on the waves we created. So he pretty much gets it. I thought it was entertaining and informative. He's also got a pretty ridiculous name, Extra Chill Goblin. We always like goblin jokes. I don't know why. I made goblin jokes years ago that became super viral, so whatever. Yeah. We'll air that. So here's Extra Chill Goblin, then Harrison Smith takes over. Here it is. Extra Chill Goblin. He pretty much gets it. Dirty. He's also got a pretty ridiculous name. Extra Chill Goblin Vomit, Slop, and Blood. I thought it was entertaining and informative. He's got a goblin guide charging into a goblin's nest. I don't want to see him kissing goblins. I just don't want to catch him in bed with a goblin. Literal vampire potbelly goblins are hobbling around coming after us. Extra chill goblin.
Plow! Oh, hang on now. Turn off the fan. Okay, and now the sweating will begin. What's going on? What's going on, everyone in the chat? Hello. How is everyone?
Bottoms up and the double laughs.
Bottoms up and the double laughs. All right, we got everybody's here, the whole gang. We got Sensual Sloth, Bale Knowledge, Stubbins, Jason, and the rest of the Seven Sky Creator, Mandy Moorhall. I don't know, everybody. The lion roars. Oh, and let me just quickly we can make it so my pop-up chat works. Blap. There we go. Okay, that should work, right? No? Hello? Oh, yep. We're good. Okay. Something sweeter than anything. What's going on? Hey! Gang. Oh boy. What a relief. Why? I don't know. But let me just shout out real quick. Well, first, actually, let me shout out my own channel. Shout out to Extra Chill Goblin, the channel you're watching right now. That's the stream. This is the Sunday stream, the Sunday 8:30 stream. It's Sunday, July 5th. You're watching Extra Chill Goblin. We're broadcasting from an undisclosed location in the heart of the Imperial Core. Or are we? I'll never tell. You can follow me here, Extra Chill Goblin. You can find me as Chill Goblin, sometimes with the underscore, sometimes without, on YouTube, Twitter, and most importantly, my Patreon. Also on Means TV, you can get 20% off a subscription to that streaming service with code CHILLGOBLIN, all one word. You can join the Gobcord with a link in the description, and the program I use for editing notes is called Obsidian. How is everybody? Pretty soon I'll have that whole little spiel memorized, and it won't be nearly as awkward. Let me also shout out, now that I'm done shouting out myself, let me also shout out Lola Germs is the name of this channel. And like, man, like, okay, like I was kind of blown away. This is a high effort, like high production value video, right? Like I'm like watching this, I'm like, this is for sure this person's probably got like at least 200,000 to 1 million subscribers. And no, not at all. Quite a small channel, for the amount of production value, 7.61K subscribers. Really, really surprising. I know, like I always kind of consider myself like, oh, I'm so underrated. Oh man, I put in so much work and nobody watches my stuff. But like, man, this kind of takes it to another level. This is like all these different costume changes and stuff like that. And so I guess she's like a public health educator. She does stuff. Her name's Lola Germs. So this isn't just a passing interest. This isn't just like the hyperfixation of the month she's doing. This is like her whole thing is about germs, I guess. So that's cool. Look at this is all in one video. Look at all these different outfits. Oh man, I don't even own this many clothes. Wow. What? This is so much. I didn't even realize how much she was shifting outfits. Okay, that's incredible. Extra shill goblin.
You're a New World Order shill.
Nice. Here's the link to her page. Definitely go check it out. Leaf has ADHD. I was really vibing to that intro. Oh yeah? Oh, thanks. All right. Well, okay, we're getting started here. I got something new. Okay, if you like the intro, I got a new intro. Not a new intro, but a new like segment intro. Okay, this is not my idea. I was like, I've always just been like going on here and I'll just like talk about stuff, but I do have like, I guess like different segments, right? And so the Goblin Queen made me do it. She was like, you got to, me and my fiance, Goblin, she told me, you got to go and, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. What am I trying to say? Oh yeah. You got to have like an introduction to your different segments so people can kind of tell what part you're in. It feels like a different segment, right? Why am I having such a hard time describing this? Maybe I'll just do it. I'll just show you. Here it is. All right. Ready? All right, here we go. I don't know. We'll find out.
Obsidian is a powerful note-taking application.
So I've been using Obsidian app for a while now.
Obsidian has officially won the Note Awards.
This is Obsidian, and we're on this part now. So now, I guess from now on, we'll do that. I guess from now on, I'll play that little guy. And I'm also like, hearing it now in the headphones, like I did with my editing, I feel like the music is a lot quieter than the word, like the vocal samples. And, I'll fiddle with the, I'll do some mastering there, whatever, mixing. And now look, also check it out at the bottom corner. It's got like branding, Obsidian. I mean, of course, I had to do it. I had to do that. I didn't have any other choice. What else am I gonna do?
Great bread tube.
I got to do my own thing. Was that too loud? Okay. Good to know. Loud is in wait, does loud mean like, is loud like a new way to say like cool or something? Or do you just mean like that hurt your ears? That's what I always tell the magistrate. The Goblin Queen made me do it. Yeah, that doesn't really usually hold up in a court of law. W intro. Okay. The reviews are coming in. Mandy Moorhall, I'll remix it for you. That's awfully nice of you. Leaf has ADHD. No. Oh, wait. No is in no to what? What do you mean no? What do you mean no? But all good. But I do want to know if it's too loud because I can easily adjust that. I also got, so that one's like maybe like a little bit long. I also had a short one. I'll just play that too. Here's a short one for when I'm in a rush.
This is
Okay, I felt like that one was kind of loud, yeah? Loud means weed where I'm from. Yeah, right? I'm not talking about Gob Friends. Yes, this is the Gob Friend gang. Gob Friend gang. Yeah, right? That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, is it a little loud? Let me just double check it one more time. Here's the long one.
Obsidian is a powerful note-taking application.
So I've been using Obsidian app for a while now.
Obsidian has officially won the Note Awards.
Obsidian is back. Okay, sorry I made you listen to the same thing like a million times, but I'm glad that I at least got to sort out like how loud things were. Whoa, what's up, Finland? Yeah, just tuning in. You got here right in time to see the new song that I'm working on. I'm not gonna say it's done. But anyways, so now we're in Gobsidian, the newly, freshly branded Gobsidian. Check it out. I don't know what. There's a little goblin face with like little cracks all over him, and it's supposed to sort of look like the Obsidian logo. That's what it kind of looks like, but it's purple. Anyway, you guys wouldn't get it. But this has been a kind of a dramatic week for news for people with interest in I don't know, Anthropic and the government and the surveillance state and whatever. Because we heard a lot about this, and it was all hearsay before about the fallout between Dario Amodei and what's the guy's name? Emil Michael, who's the undersecretary of the Department of War. So he's like, I guess Pete Hegseth's I don't know what to call him, like second in command or whatever. This dude on the left. And it's funny. A lot of people, like when I was reading him, I was like, this feels like I'm reading like breakup texts, like at some points. Like it is, the way they're talking to each other is very, I don't know, funny. And I guess other people got this thing too, because like the emails revealing how their relationship fell apart. I mean, I guess that's actually not really. Sorry, no, I guess that's not really what I'm talking about either. But to me, this absolutely was, these are breakup texts, and it's a little awkward to read, but I feel like we deserve to know this. So over here we got the one party, and you got to pick a side. You got to pick a side here. Even though, like, if this were a real couple between Anthropic and the Pentagon, I think everyone would be like, that couple fucking sucks. Why do we invite either? Why are we friends with either of them? Don't invite them places. Oh my God, you invited them to this party, dude? What? Why? They suck, man. One of them's like trying to create an AI god. One of them's trying to fucking destroy the world. One of them's fully just a redesigned American imperialism to benefit, instead of the full elite, just Donald Trump and his family and friends. But anyway, enough said about that. This is the one guy, Emil Michael. What's his name again? Michael. Yeah, Emil Michael. I was like, Michaels? No. Michael. Just one Michael. A single Michael. Emil Single Michael over here. He's born in Egypt, but grew up in the U.S. I checked out his resume because I wanted to know a little bit about this dude. So here's going into it. Here's what we're dealing with. Harvard. He went to Harvard. He got a bachelor's in government. Apparently, that's a degree you can get, government. Then he was the president of the Harvard Republican Club. He wrote for the Crimson, the newspaper there. He went to Stanford for law school. It's the same place as Peter Thiel. Interestingly, I don't know if that means anything. After he graduated law school, he went to Goldman Sachs, and he specialized in doing consultancy work for hostile takeovers, corporate hostile takeovers, and mergers. Interesting. In 1999, he quit Goldman Sachs and became an executive at this software called Tell Me, which is a voice recognition software. It's sold to Microsoft for $800 million in 2007. Not sure how much he would have got, but he would have got a nice chunk of change out of that, I'm sure. 2009, he became the special assistant to U.S. Defense Secretary Robert Gates at the Pentagon. So he worked in the Pentagon back then. Robert Gates was like a CIA, head of the CIA for a while. Anyway, Republican, whatever, but they're deep state shit. All right. Next, he became the COO of a social credit score app, Clout. It's so fucking bizarre looking back at this period of time, at all the fucking startups and all the apps. And it's just like all the ones that you don't know. Like anytime you hear about a failed, whatever, social media attempt at a new fucking app startup from this sort of period, it's always like the most dystopian thing you can imagine, but it's all dressed up like it'll be great. And this one is one of those where it's like Clout with a K, Klout, and it is like examines your like social media. Let me see if I can actually dig it up. Clout app. Let's quickly see this. Clout. There was the dang. Oh, is it still up? A website and mobile app that use social media analytics to rate its users according to online social influence via the Clout score, a numerical value between 1 and 100. In determining the user score, Clout measured the size of a user's social media network and correlated the content created to measure how other users interact with that content. Oh, wow, cool. Very fun. Clout used Bing, Facebook, Foursquare, Google+, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Wikipedia, and YouTube data to create Clout user profiles that were assigned a Clout score. Like, it's like, yeah, this is horrible. No, don't do that. Clout scores ranged from 1 to 100, with higher scores corresponding to a higher ranking of the breadth and strength of one's online social influence. While all Twitter users were assigned a score, users who registered at Clout could link multiple social networks. Who would want to do that? Why would you want to? I guess people want to see their number and be like, I got my Clout is bigger than you. And this is the website, and it's not. It's been taken over. Clout now redirects to Koros.ai. Who knows what that is? Anyway. Yeah, it seems like a Black Mirror episode. Yeah, Darklink. You know what? That's actually not a bad point. Clout's the exact same algorithm as all the other ones, except it doesn't shadow ban you. It tells you how it calculates how many see you. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, social credit score in the Obama era. Yeah, for real. I mean, this guy worked for the Obama administration in the Department of Defense at the Pentagon anyway, 2009. So, you know, he definitely leans Republican. I forgot to mention when he was at Harvard, he was the president of the Harvard Republican Club. Did I forget to mention that? Maybe I didn't. Maybe I just forgot that I didn't forget. Okay, anyway, moving on. Clout, whatever. 2013, though, he joined Uber, and he became effectively the second in command at Uber. He was the senior VP of business, was known to be the right-hand man of the Uber CEO, Travis Kalanick. Travis Kalanick, let's just call him. 2014, he joined the Pentagon's Defense Business Board. So he's still working at Uber. He worked for Uber for a long time. There's a bunch of scandals over at Uber while he was there. Don't need to get into those. But he, while he was there, he was also serving on the Pentagon Defense Business Board. So he was an advisor to the Pentagon about the private sector. So this is a guy who's been, look at his fucking grin, eh? Ugh. Oh, God. Jeez, I don't like that. I hope I never make eye contact with somebody making this face. I would be scared. Too scary. But now he what was I saying? Oh yeah, he's the guy. Wait, I don't even actually remember what I was saying. But whatever. I'll just move on. He's the guy now who works for the Pentagon. He's like directly below Pete Hegseth, and he was the guy, and it makes sense based on his experience in these two worlds, the Pentagon and the tech, whatever, startup business, blah, blah, blah space. He was the go-between for Anthropic and the Pentagon. And also I'll mention, so this thing, obviously, it all fell apart, but I'll also mention that this dude, he reaped millions of dollars selling Grok AI or XAI stock because he had all this insider fucking information. Totally legal, I guess. Like, you're just allowed to do this. But like, he made it's, and we don't really know how much he made because Grok, what's it called? XAI rather, is not a publicly traded company. So we don't really know how much he made, but we know it was millions. It could have been anywhere from $1 million to $24 million. And he did this, he sold it at exactly the right time, knowing the deals that like the Pentagon was doing with XAI. So this guy's a piece of shit. All right. He's a piece of shit. All right. So I'm talking about taking sides here between the, like, first, I mean, obviously the Pentagon is like the United States Pentagon, like this is a fucking terrorist organization. This is the world's leading fucking like terrorist organization. This guy is like, his whole business is the military industrial complex. This guy wants there to be wars, as many wars as possible, so that he can use all this fucking connections he has and make a bunch of money for Palantir and Anthropic or whoever happens to be serving them up the tech, you know, Raytheon, whatever. All these weapons, defense contractors. Oh, thank you. Yes, talking about how handsome the guy is. Yeah, no, nice evil lighting. Definitely, yeah. The lighting there is crazy. But, all right. Shall we get into it? So I got this article from the Wall Street Journal that was helpful. It kind of goes through a lot of like the main things. But you can also just read through the entire, like these have been released as part of the lawsuit between Anthropic and, what's it called? Pentagon. Because Anthropic is suing Pentagon. And they released like this huge document and it goes through lots and lots of emails. It's kind of hard to read. What I find frustrating is it seems like they're constantly sending each other attachments and only some of the attachments are included and the attachments aren't dated. So it's hard to tell what email the attachment is coming from. But a couple cases, I think I did figure it out. I mean, maybe. Anyway. Yeah, let's just go through. I'll go through the timeline here, starting from the beginning. And we'll get into what happened in the aftermath because there's a lot of drama here. Dario, and yes, I think, by the way, before we get into this, a good way to think of Anthropic, because they're kind of like, they like to think of themselves, and a lot of people think of them as the good guy, the nice AI tech company that is trying to create an AI god, but they're trying to do it the right way, you know? Like they're practicing God birth the right way. And, and to an extent, like, I don't even disagree with that. I think that Dario is probably less evil than Sam Altman, but the best way to think of him as like clean coal, where it's like, yeah, it's better than OpenAI, it's better than Sam Altman, but it's still fucking horrible. It still sucks. It's still brutal that like this kind of guy is allowed to do his thing and Anthropic is allowed to whatever. Like, how good can this guy be that he would even be negotiating with the Pentagon in the first place to give them a bunch of shit? You know what I'm talking about? Anyway. We almost lived in a world where people touted their clout score instead of their Uber rider rating on Tinder profiles in 2017. Damn. Imagine Tinder was like automatically hooked up to clout. You couldn't even opt in or out. That would be crazy. Whoa, that would be nuts. Okay. So, I got them sort of separated here, so you'll be able to tell. On the left is Emil Michael. On the right, Dario Amodei. So it's like that, right, left, right. So here we go. So Emil says, it's been about 3 weeks since I heard from you last. I'm hoping we were close. This is from in January 2026. Dario was a little sick around Christmas time. He had a flu. And his emails are like, sorry, I couldn't get you back earlier. I have a flu that just won't go away. Anyway, so Emil messages him on January, New Year. He goes, it's been about 3 weeks since I heard from you last. Hoping we're closer to engaging with your revised POV. Can you give me a sense of where Anthropic is on the key topics we've been discussing? And Dario goes, we believe these boundaries set important guardrails against using powerful AI models for domestic mass surveillance against Americans without impeding the vital foreign intelligence and national security functions of the Department of War. And so there's two things that Dario Amodei doesn't want to let the Pentagon do, okay? He's like, no, I think it's really important that we give you the best possible AI in order to defend against nefarious outside actors that may want to attack the United States, whatever AI they have access to, right? But he's like also telling him, but he wants to draw the line in two places. Number one, we need to build guardrails around domestic mass surveillance against Americans. Obviously, it's okay to surveil people in other countries, but not here. And the other one was fully autonomous weapons, like drones or whatever. Like those were the two things that Dario was against. And then they kept like updating the contract and sending it over, and the Pentagon would be like, no, don't do this. And this is back and forth. Pentagon at this point is already using Claude. Like they're already partnered with Anthropic. Actually, Anthropic's partnered with Palantir, and the two of them are in business with the Pentagon together. Anyway, next, Emil gets back to him. The most recent proposal you sent, however, is... Let me try again. The most recent proposal you sent, however, is just not workable, as it was both inconsistent with our basic voiced principles and expanded in many ways the complexity. Example, adding a reporting requirement to Anthropic for Department of War vis-a-vis our own manuals/policies. Also, like they keep calling it the Department of War. It's so weird reading like articles about this because it's apparently that isn't what it's actually called yet. It's not actually called. It's not like it's unofficial. It's unofficially called the Department of War, but that is always how, like Emil Michael calls it. That's what Dario calls it. That's what Sam Altman calls it. That's what everyone involved in this calls it, the Department of War. But when you read like articles, it'll call it like the Department of Defense, known by some like unofficially as the Department of War. And like the articles, whatever, I guess like they have their style guides or whatever. They don't like calling it the Department of War. And like, you know, it's almost like, I feel like maybe some people are like, it's not called that yet, or they still want to call it Department of Defense. Sort of like how I don't really want to call Twitter X. But like, the thing is, I actually kind of like the Department of War better. Like, I feel like that is more truthful. Like, that is what it is. It's not the Department of Defense. It's fully I would rather it be called the Department of Terrorism, you know, but okay. Hey, I'll take Department of War over Department of Defense any day. Anyway, I think we should have one more chance to align on core principles that will lead the legal language before it becomes not a good use of time for you or the DOW. Now that's relationships stuff, you know? It's like, listen, like, I don't want to waste your time, you know? Like, I certainly don't waste my own time. I think that, you know, if we can't come together, that's okay. Okay? If we can't align on core principles, you know, that's on me. That's not on you, you know? I just want to save you time. Like, you could do so much better than me. You could do so much better than the Pentagon, Dario. Really. I'm serious. I know you have, you know, self-esteem issues, but I promise if you put yourself out there, there's no end to the national military contracts you could make. Okay? Think big. A lot of people like the clean coal of AI. Anyway, this one I had to dig in the thing to find because it just went straight to his next response, but I knew there was something in between here. So then Dario goes, Emil, thank you for your last note. I respect your position. We would enable. So here's what he's like. This is our like pretty much the last chance. Like his last, not his last swing at the fences here, but he's like, here's what I need. If we want to stay together, I need this. Okay, this is my ultimatum. Under these terms, Anthropic would provide our models to the DOW with fewer restrictions than for any other customer. We would enable support for weapons development, offensive cyber operations, and many other applications. We believe that these terms are consistent with our track record of commitment to national security. Anthropic was the first company to tailor frontier AI for the national security community and also to put advanced AI capabilities in the hands of U.S. defense and intelligence users on classified networks. Okay, so there it is right there. They're okay with using it for weapons development, offensive cyber operations. Oh, sorry. Okay, wait. No, I misread that. He's saying, wait a second. We would enable support for weapons development, offensive cyber operations, and many other applications. Oh. Right. Okay. You know what? I thought that I had found the email that they were talking about. Reading it over again, I'm realizing that wasn't it. So I'm assuming then there's an email that I couldn't find. But there's an email somewhere in there where, or maybe they had a meeting or they spoke on the phone or something, right? Where Dario said, "Hey, I'm okay with doing defensive weapons. Okay, I'm okay with this being used, the AI being used for offensive weapon or defensive weapons, but I don't want it being used for offensive weapons." Okay, which might make sense, but the problem is there is no such thing as a defensive weapon. There's no difference. And that is exactly what Dario explains. And this is the whole thing. Like, this is a very common conversation that I've had, whatever, talking to people about the Iron Dome and shit like that. And well, it's okay to send money to Israel for defensive technology. It's okay to send money to Israel to do this. As long as they're not bombs, it's no, it's the same thing. There is no actual differentiation. Yes, the Iron Dome is going to shoot down rockets or whatever, but there's no way to be okay, well, we gave them all this money and they're only going to spend it on the Iron Dome. It's okay, they spent all that money on the Iron Dome, but that means they still have other money that is given to them or by the US or whoever that they can spend on offensive weapons. There isn't a meaningful difference. It's just an excuse to send more money to Israel. Why don't we send defensive money to Gaza then? Why don't we let them build their own dome? It doesn't make sense. But anyway, Emil is extremely direct about this, as Tarun noted in our in-person meeting. So, okay, why didn't I read that? So I guess this was that's why I couldn't find it in an email. This was from a real meeting that they had. As Tarun noted in our in-person meeting, there is no distinction in our world between weapons that are defensive or offensive. Example, a drone that takes down other drones can potentially do other activity. Additionally, while I understand the desire to have a human be able to... forgot to do the voice. Let me try this. Additionally, while I understand the desire to have a human be able to disable the system, there are many, many use cases beyond those which can be imagined in a department of 3 million people. For example, any attack on the U.S. or our troops by anything capable of hypersonic speeds, or that otherwise do not give a human time to respond in any reasonable way, due to distance or a stealth attack. So he's yeah, there's no, what the fuck are you talking about? No. And then Dario goes, well, the department does have authorities to conduct domestic surveillance. The department does have authorities to conduct domestic surveillance under the law. Hence our proposed restrictions. So so this is again, a couple different things here. Emil is talking about, okay, we need to make sure that, how Dario's saying, we can't just have automatic weapons. We can't have guns fired off by Claude and there's no human involvement at all. We can't do that. I don't want to do that. And he's yeah, but that's not going to work. There's so many different things that could happen. We will need to have our fucking AI agents just do shit sometimes. And, that's fucked up. I will say, reading through the emails, this guy seems like the bigger asshole for sure, because he's just not listening to him at all and pressuring him so hard to do the thing. But Dario is a fucking idiot. He's a moron that he ever thought he could work with the Pentagon and be well, we're not going to kill anyone, right? okay, I'll let you use my robot, but you don't make him do anything evil. Please. It's like you are talking to the most evil fucking organization on planet Earth. And you're like, but don't use it for bad guy stuff. It's like you're making a deal with fucking like Sauron or whatever. And you're like, okay, I'm going to make you this ring, but don't use it to enslave the elves, okay? Sauron? You promise? Crazy stuff here. And then here he's talking about the surveillance thing, where because he keeps trying to be like, no, come on, man, we don't want you to do the surveillance domestically. You can surveil anyone you want outside of America, but don't do that. And he's like, Emil keeps saying, we will not break any laws with it. We will not break any surveillance laws. And he's like, but that's the problem. A lot of the laws say surveillance is okay. You know, it's awesome. And then dug this one up. So here he is, responding to that. This is when Dario's in India for an AI convention. He goes, as for the mass surveillance topic, I was clear that the DOW would comply with all applicable laws and regulations, and have always said so. At this point, I don't think there's further discussion to be had. As I've always said, and again, I'm getting like breakup text vibes, and you're like you're both just sending long texts to each other, and just going in circles, pouring out emotions, but still not really getting anywhere in an actual conversation. At this point, I don't think there's any further discussion to be had. I've always said this. We will comply with all applicable laws and regulations. As I've always said, even the mention of it is therefore unnecessary in the contract, but I was trying to be responsive to your sensitivity on it. It's so funny that he puts it like this. Like, they're sending over these like red line contracts where it's like most of the text is in black from the original contract, and then any changes that get made are in red. And so you can actually see what Anthropic was okay with, what they wanted to add. And my fucking like I'm just really like, I usually come away thinking Dario is a well-meaning guy, but like a complete idiot who does not understand what he's like. He doesn't grasp the situation that he's in. He's like, AI is going to be a new god, but we want to make it a good god. And I think who's really going to help us make it a good god is people in the fucking Trump administration and like big corporations, and they're the guys that are going to help me make this thing good. Whereas this guy's just like, I am evil. Yes, hello, I'm evil, and I'd like to make as much money as possible while I'm in the Trump department. Seems like that's kind of okay. Seems like everyone's sort of on board with that idea. And I will talk to you, and I will tell you exactly what Pete Hegseth wants to hear. And if you don't say yes, we will fuck you. We will fuck you over. So here he is being like, I did everything you asked, even though he didn't do any. He's just like, like I said, we're not going to break any laws. Meanwhile, right before, he's like, yeah, but that's not good enough because the Department of War can surveil people. Like, I don't want that. Anyway, moving on. So this is February 26th. So this is like right before Pete Hegseth had given Dario a deadline. He was like, you got to, he's basically said by February 26th, you need to agree to everything that we're saying, or we will kick you off of the project. Like, you're done. So this is the deadline. So this is like the day of the deadline. Thanks for your message. I appreciate your efforts. Unfortunately, our read of your proposed language is that it appears to completely remove our red lines. So it's like their edits. The autonomy provision is fully undercut by your addition of as appropriate. So it's like look at this too. It's like he had this whole thing about we're not allowed to kill anyone automatically. There has to be human involvement. And then Emil's like, yeah, as appropriate. And the surveillance provision is fully undercut by and all other applicable laws. It's like, This simply amounts to a blanket posture of anything lawful, and the statement from the Pentagon spokesman confirms that this is the intent. I unfortunately don't see a way forward given these categorical statements. And then this is also how he always sounds too, Dario. We remain deeply committed to supporting the department's mission and U.S. national security as confirmed by our longstanding track record and our ongoing and intensive work with the department. I hope that you will consider the terms we have offered, but should the department decide to offboard us, please know that we stand ready to do whatever we can to ensure full operational continuity for the department and our troops who depend on our technology. Given the volume of leaks and media requests we are receiving, we'll be issuing a public statement, but as ever, hope it is still possible to reach agreement. All right. So, I cannot think of a guy as like a good guy if he's, he stood up for two things that are admittedly horrifying. I agree. We shouldn't have outsourced like murder to a robot. Who do you hold accountable? If a robot commits a war crime, whose fault is it? Is it the last human to give him an order, even if the robot disobeys that order and does something fatal? Is it the programmer? Is it Dario for programming or for whatever, being the CEO of the company that built the robot and trained it? Who do we blame? Like it's actually very philosophically difficult to have an answer for that, like a consistent answer. And for that reason, it's just unethical to even do it at all, because it will just allow, I don't know, US already gets away with whatever it wants, really. But while I agree with what he's saying, we should be doing surveillance. We shouldn't be, using robots to attack people. I have to say, those are not the only issues with partnering with the Pentagon. And all through the thing, he's like, he's like, yes, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this. I only have two things I don't want you to do. And it's like, well, okay, but those other Dario, those other things that you agreed to, they are still evil. Like you're still on the bad guy team. All right, so that's February 26th. Now get this, everything happens all at once on February 27th. Just hours apart, we get these two New York Times articles. Trump orders government to stop using Anthropic after Pentagon standoff. So Trump is like, we're done. We are not using Anthropic at all for anything. Stop. The company clashed with the military over how officials wanted to use its cutting-edge AI model. Then hours later, look who reaches an agreement with them. OpenAI, Sam Altman. So this dude runs the other big, AI company, the biggest one, at least, by investment. And immediately, like hours after, because they were still in negotiations until this message the day before. And then as soon as Trump is like, you're done, they missed their deadline, you're out of here, Anthropic. OpenAI, like they must have been working with them behind the scenes leading up to this. And they reached the agreement immediately. So fucking crazy. And this is from this article. Under the original deal, OpenAI agreed to let the Pentagon use its AI systems for any lawful purpose. This is the same sort of language that Dario is having a problem with, because there are a lot of legal things that the U.S. government can do that do amount to domestic surveillance. The company also negotiated terms that allowed it to uphold its so-called safety principles by installing specific technical guardrails on its technology. But on Monday night, OpenAI said the deal had been amended to say its AI systems shall not be intentionally used for domestic surveillance of U.S. persons and nationals, in line with relevant federal laws, which it named in the contract. Like, again, tying it to the legal system, doesn't seem very effective. What happens if laws change? That seems like a distinct possibility. And it's also just funny, like, okay, you can domestically spy if it's by accident, but just don't do it intentionally. So then what do they just have to add like a little whoops after every time they spy on American citizens? The Defense Department said in a statement that it will always come to the table for reasonable discussion, as we did with OpenAI. Anthropic didn't want to do that because they have their own personal vendettas. Like, what the fuck? You know, this is the breakup. This is where you're getting the story from. See, I can agree to stuff. Look at our deal with OpenAI. We agreed to stuff. Anthropic just is like crazy. Anthropic's just crazy. They don't know. They're just crazy. They don't know what they want. They don't know. They don't make any sense. And then this was that same day, February 7th, Hexeth posts this big ass tweet. This week, Anthropic delivered a masterclass in arrogance and betrayal, as well as a textbook case of how not to do business with the United States government or the Pentagon. Our position has never wavered and will never waver. The Department of War must... Oh man, our position has never wavered and will never waver. The Department of War must have a full, unrestricted access to Anthropic's models for every lawful purpose in defense of the Republic. Instead, Anthropic and its CEO Dario Amodei have chosen duplicity, cloaked in the sanctimonious rhetoric of effective altruism. I'm just as annoyed at effective altruism as Pete Hexeth is, but not for the same reason. They've attempted to strong-arm the United States military into submission, a cowardly act of corporate virtue signaling that places Silicon Valley ideology above American lives. Now, what I find interesting about this is like, there's a lot here that like, I can understand where Dario's coming from. I just think he's an idiot. And when he's dealing with these like transparently self-interested, like egomaniac, fascists, or just fucking, businessmen, whatever, if there's even a difference. They understand the world more than him. Even through their fascist lens, they're like, yeah, we're not going to do that shit, man. What the fuck are you talking about? You're like virtue signaling effective altruism bullshit. Like, he is right about this. The terms of service of Anthropic's defective altruism, nice burn there, will never outweigh the safety, the readiness, or the lives of American troops on the battlefield. Okay, buddy. Their true objective is unmistakable: to seize veto power over the operational decisions of the United States military. That is unacceptable. As President Trump stated on Truth Social, like, I mean, yeah, I don't think that's true, but whatever. Like, I just have to think so Hexeth is saying that the objective, the goal of the fucking, of Anthropic was, oh, we're going to put in the contract that we get to say yes or no every time the Pentagon wants to bomb someone. Like, and that's going to be how we secretly take over the government. Like, that's what he thinks. No, I mean, yeah, that would effectively be what would have to happen if they agreed to Anthropic's things. Give them an opportunity to say no anytime the Pentagon asks Anthropic to do something. But like, yeah, obviously that was never going to happen. Obviously that was not going to happen. Like, you'd have to be a complete fucking idiot like Dario to think that these negotiations would ever happen. And I do think that he's kind of an idiot. Like, because, I mean, like, either way, he's an idiot. He's an idiot for proposing it in this idealistic sense, and he would be an idiot if he was doing it actually as a way to take over the government, to seize veto power over the operational decisions of the United States military. Either one, whether he's doing it for evil reasons or well-meaning reasons, you'd have to be so stupid to even propose that. Yeah, very, very stupid move by him. As President Trump stated on Truth Social, the commander-in-chief and the American people are alone will determine the destiny of our armed forces. Yet the American people? No, man. You think the American people ever want to go to war? You think the American people ever agree with what the fucking Pentagon wants to do? No, man. The commander-in-chief and the fucking joint chiefs of staff, they're the ones who determine the destiny of your armed forces. Like, fuck are you talking about? Like, the American people alone. Fuck off. Anthropic's stance is fundamentally incompatible with American principles. True. Their relationship with the United States Armed Forces and the American principles of surveilling its own citizens and dropping bombs on children's schools autonomously. Their relationship with the U.S. Armed Forces and the federal government has therefore been permanently altered. In conjunction with the president's directive, see, I actually don't think this was written by AI, weirdly. Like, I know it's long, but it does have, I mean, it sounds like something Pete Hegseth would say, all of this. So maybe it's at least written by his like speechwriter or something. In conjunction with the president's directive for the federal government to cease all use of Anthropic's technology, I am directing the Department of War to designate Anthropic a supply chain risk to national security. Effective immediately, no contractor, supplier, or partner that does business with the United States military may conduct any commercial activity with Anthropic. Anthropic will continue to provide the Department of War its services for a period of no more than 6 months. It's like, you piece of shit, and you have to still work for us for the next 6 months in order to see for a seamless transition to a better and more patriotic service. It's like, that's pretty fucked up. America's war fighters will never be held hostage by the ideological whims of big tech, except for Peter Thiel, I guess. This decision is final. Okay, cool. So that all happened on the same day. Anthropic's out, OpenAI's in, and Hegseth puts them on the, what's it called? They are designated as a supply chain risk to national security. Basically designated Anthropic as like fucking a terrorist organization. Like, not great. Not good for Anthropic on a business sense. All right, next day, February 28th. Are there any M dashes? Good question. No, we got N dashes only. You can see one right there in that first paragraph at the top there. Submission space N dash space A. See? Anyway, next day, OpenAI posts our agreement with the Department of War. And they're like, our agreement is actually just as good as the one Anthropic was trying to get. So I don't know what's up with that. We think our agreement has more guardrails than any previous agreement for classified AI deployments, including Anthropic's. Here's why. We have 3 main red lines. No use of OpenAI technology for mass domestic surveillance, no use of OpenAI technology to direct autonomous weapon systems, and no use of OpenAI technology for high-stakes automated decisions, example, systems such as social credit. Social credit's a funny one to put in there, considering Emil's history as the guy on the clout team. But so they're like, we actually had another thing too about social credit. So like, it's actually even better than Anthropic's deal. And in the thing they put, here's what you may be asking. Why could you reach a deal when Anthropic could not? Did you sign the deal they wouldn't? Based on what we know, we believe our contract provides better guarantees and more responsible safeguards than earlier agreements, including Anthropic's original contract. We think our red lines are more enforceable here because deployment is limited to cloud only, keeps our safety stack working in the way we think is best, and keeps cleared OpenAI personnel in the loop. We don't know why Anthropic could not reach this deal, and we hope that they and more labs will consider it. Do you think Anthropic should be designated as a supply chain risk? No, and we have made our position on this clear to the government. It's like, so crazy. It's like, also part of this guy's backstory, he was one of the founding members of OpenAI. And one of the reasons he left was because he was like, Sam Altman is a psycho. He's a sociopath. He's a liar. He lies a lot, even for a Silicon Valley CEO. Like he makes shit up constantly. So they're like, no, we made the same deal. But if you've actually gone through the red line contracts, right? Also, what's up, Ruffles? Welcome to the cabal. Brat. Cool stuff, Ruffs. I don't know. Welcome. But okay, what was I saying? I forget. Oh yeah, if you actually go through like the red line contracts they're saying back and forth, it's not right that like their contract provides better guarantees. Like they are specifically, we know they are specifically about like, and here we go. They also updated it to put the official words in the contract. It says, consistent with the new language reads, consistent with applicable laws, including the Fourth Amendment, the AI system shall not be intentionally used for domestic surveillance of U.S. persons and nationals. That is exactly the thing that Dario was fighting against. He's like, yeah, but it is legal for you to do that. So we have to go beyond that. Like I think his argument would be like, it makes perfect sense that the U.S. government is allowed to spy on its own citizens. That is totally fine in a pre-AI world. But now that we have Claude and Anthropic and AI, it's like, this is a totally different thing. And now we need new laws, and we can't just have whatever. I think that would be his argument. We need to change the laws. We can't just use laws built in a pre-AI world now that AI is here. I think that would be his argument. But yeah, this is the thing that Dario said no to. And he's like, I don't know why they couldn't do it because blah, 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 blah. For the avoidance of doubt, the department understands this limitation to prohibit deliberate tracking, surveillance, or monitoring of U.S. persons or nationals, including through the procurement or use of commercially acquired personal or identifiable information. Anyway, all very vague, right? Now, this was sent out a few days later, March 3rd. And this is from someone in, where was she again? It says it actually in this article. Hang on. Where does it say? Yes. Okay. A Commerce Department official, Olivia Bradley, emailed others at the Commerce Department saying, hey guys, sorry for the late night email. The Secretary's office has asked that we identify as soon as possible any contracts and subcontracts we have with Anthropic or for its products. They've asked for a response as early as possible tomorrow morning. Will all of you please review your contracts and confirm we do not have any contracts with Anthropic? You probably need to work with your CIOs to determine if you have any contracts. They're like, we're done. It's like the end of a breakup and you're ripping your old, love letters apart and burning all your old photos. And you're like, and not only that, I don't even want your shit. All the fucking gifts you've got, birthday gift, Christmas gifts over the years, you throw them out the window, let them shatter on the fucking concrete. That's what this is all about. We gotta get rid of all Anthropic stuff because they're not patriots. They didn't believe. All right, hang on. What's this? Okay, so that was Tuesday, March 3rd. And then internally, inside the company, Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei sent a 1,600-word memo to employees on Friday, which I believe was Friday. Would that have been February 27th? I think it was. Yeah. So this was on that same day. Yo, Rosette. Thank you for the 5 gift subs. What's up? Welcome to the Cabal, everybody. Awesome. Yes. Let's keep this energy going. Gay. Oh man, all the extra bonus stuff you get, these cute gobmojis. Look at that. Welcome. And you get a little goblin head next to your name. Very cool. Thanks, Rosette. That's so sick of you. But anyway, so on that same day, what's his name? Dario sent out an internal memo to his own employees, and it leaked. And this is what it says. I won't read the whole thing, but I'll read a couple paragraphs. So he goes, I want to be very clear on the messaging that is coming from OpenAI and the mendacious nature of it. Mendacious. There's a $3 word. This is an example of who they really are. And I want to make sure everything sees it for what it is. Everything sees it for what it is. Usually people would say everyone sees it for what it is, but maybe he's also including AI. Maybe he's including Claude in that. I want to make sure that all of our robots understand what really went down here. Although there is a lot we don't know about the contract they signed with Dow, Department of Defense. See what I'm talking about? Publications they still call it the Department of Defense, but it's actually Department of War for all intents and purposes. Anyway, although there's a lot we don't know about the contract they signed with DOW, and that maybe they don't even know as well, it could be highly unclear. We do know the following. So he's also talking about Sam Altman's response on the website, our agreement with the Department of War. So he's bringing this up. Sam Altman's description of the DOW gives the strong impression, although we would have to see the actual contract to be certain, that how their contract works is that the model is made available without any legal restrictions, all lawful use, but that there is a safety layer, which I think amounts to model refusals that prevents the model from completing certain tasks or engaging in certain applications. Yes. all lawful use. And then this is a meme that some AI guys have been posting. What lawful purposes? What lawful purposes do you want to use it for? Which, honestly, fair. The general sense is that I like how he says that. I'm really hitting that hard in my impression of him. But he sort of say it like that, like that. Our general sense is that these kinds of approaches, while they don't have zero efficacy, are in the context of military applications, maybe 20% real and 80% safety theater. Right. And I think he's right about that. I think that like this is safety theater because all of these fucking things they've added are there's like massive loopholes in all of these. You know, the way that OpenAI put it on their fucking blog post seems pretty straightforward. But if you actually read the language, it says consistent with applicable laws, consistent with this, blah, blah, blah. Like they, it's safety theater. And then he goes even further. So he's right here. He says there may be in the concept of military, it's 20% real, 80% safety theater. And then later he goes, the kind of safety layer stuff that Palantir offered us and presumably offered OpenAI is even worse. Our sense was that it was almost entirely safety theater, and that Palantir assumed that our problem was you have some unhappy employees, you need to offer them something and that placates them or makes what is happening invisible to them, and that's the service we provide. It's like, brother, you're working with Palantir. Have you read Lord of the Rings? Have you seen the movies? They're called Palantir. Did you think that they were nice? Did you think that they were like out for the good of the fucking country? They are evil. Dude. Very little like sympathy for this. So overall what I'm saying here is that the approaches OpenAI has taken mostly do not work. The main reason OpenAI accepted them and we did not is that they cared about placating employees and we actually cared about preventing abuses. They don't have zero efficacy and we're doing many of them as well, but they are nowhere near sufficient for purpose. It is simultaneously the case that the DOW did not treat OpenAI and us the same here. It's like double standard talk. And we were not treated the same. He's trying to have it both ways here, right? Where he's like, they agree to stuff with them that they never would have with us, but like also we wouldn't have agreed with them anyway. It's like, okay, so anyway, whatever. It wouldn't have been good enough, but they didn't even offer us that deal. We actually attempted to include some of the same safeguards as OpenAI in our contract. In addition, and then keep in mind, this is a letter from him to his own employees. So he must have been which makes sense, right? Because you can imagine being him and being like, seeing the OpenAI put up this thing where it's like, yeah, I don't know why Anthropic didn't work out because seems like we got everything that we asked for, which is the same thing that they wanted. And he's like, guys, look so stupid right now. My employees probably are thinking about leaving and going over to OpenAI. It's like, listen, Dario, I got into the AI science game because I wanted to help the Pentagon bomb. Like I wanted to help fucking Israel bomb schools in Iran, you know, like that's what I wanted. And for you to totally fuck up like this and lose us our Pentagon contract, I have to go. So he's writing to like reassure people of what happened. We actually attempted to include some of the same safeguards, blah, 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 and the DLW rejected them with us. We have evidence of this in the email chain of the contract negotiations. I'm writing this with a lot to do, but we might get someone to follow up with the actual language. Thus, it is false that OpenAI's terms were offered to us and we rejected them. At the same time, it is also false that OpenAI's terms meaningfully protect them against domestic mass surveillance and fully autonomous weapons. Finally, there's some suggestion in SAM/OpenAI's language that the red lines we're talking about, fully autonomous weapons and domestic mass surveillance, are already illegal. And so an AUP about these, what's AUP again? AUP. I think they explained it earlier. What is it? Huh? AUP? Whatever. I don't care. An AUP about these is unnecessary. This mirrors and seems coordinated with DOW's messaging. It is, however, completely false. As we explained in our statement yesterday, the DOW does have domestic surveillance authorities that are not of great concern in a pre-AI world, but take on a different meaning in a post-AI world. Notably, near the end of the negotiation, the DOW offered to accept our current terms if we deleted a specific phrase about the analysis of bulk acquired data, which was a single line in the contract that exactly matched the scenario we were most worried about. We found that very suspicious. On autonomous weapons, the DOW claims that human in the loop is the law, but they are incorrect. It is currently Pentagon policy set during the Biden admin that a human has to be in the loop of firing a weapon. But that policy can be changed unilaterally by Pete Hegseth, which is exactly what we are worried about. So it is not, for all intents and purposes, a real constraint. A lot of OpenAI and DOW messaging just straight up lies about these issues or tries to confuse them. And I did find the thing he's talking about. So here's an email from Dario to Emil. This is February 20th, so very close to the day that it all fell apart, the 27th. And he goes, "Dear Emil, hope you're also well, and thanks for the red line, which is very helpful at this stage. I'm attaching here further revisions that would propose to section 14 and 15, based on our current understanding of your text and concerns and questions about your last message." So here's section 15, right? This is one of the changes they made. So you can see like the changes are in red and the original is in black. The Department of War will use the AI system for all lawful use cases in accordance with applicable U.S. law and established Department of War directives, including those governing kinetic operations and DoD Directive 3000.09. Outside of training and simulation, the department affirms it will ensure appropriate human oversight is in place, consistent with its operational requirements and safety protocols. And that's where they wanted to leave it, the Pentagon. But then Anthropic adds in, and that it shall monitor and retain the ability to override or disable the AI system when used in autonomous target selection or engagement, autonomous weapons development, or autonomous operation of CBRN facilities, blah, 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 blah. It goes on. Then finally, at the end, it says, with respect to publicly available information, this limitation applies only to the bulk collection or analysis of such information. And so this is the part where he's like, they agreed to accept our terms if we deleted this phrase about the analysis of bulk acquired data. And I don't even like I'm assuming that's like, it's a little bit confusing because that has to do with surveillance, right? It's like they wanted to be able to look at like, there's an email from Emil where he's like, I didn't copy it, I don't think, but I didn't copy it, but I remember reading an email from Emil where he's like, but if we sign this contract, that would make it illegal for us to like use Claude to do a search on LinkedIn. It would make it illegal for us to use Claude to like search for a public profile on Facebook. And I think that's what they're talking about here. This limitation applies to bulk collection or analysis of information. But it's like Anthropic, that's what Anthropic is literally built on. Like Anthropic is built on the bulk collection of like internet data and then training the AI on it. So I don't know, it's kind of rich for him to be like, but you're not allowed to do that because that is actually pretty bad. I don't know, that's how I'm reading it. I think these facts suggest a pattern of behavior I've seen often from Sam Altman, and I want to make sure people are equipped to recognize. He started out, so this is like, what's the pattern of behavior with Sam Altman? It's the same thing as what everyone always says. He lies. He cannot stop lying. The dude lies. He lies to placate people. He lies to like let people do what he wants to do, or to make people let him do what he wants to do. He like disinforms his own employees about what's been approved, what hasn't been approved, so that he can just be like, yeah, so go do it because the safety team already approved it. They haven't. He lies to his board. He lies to everyone. So this is the pattern of behavior. He started out this morning by saying he shares Anthropic's red lines in order to appear to support us, get some of the credit, and not be attacked when they take over the contract. He also presented himself as someone who wants to set the same contract for everyone in the industry. E.g., he's presenting himself as a peacemaker and deal maker. Behind the scenes, he's working with the DOW to sign a contract with them to replace us the instant we are designated a supply chain risk. Actually, even before that. It's like they had already taken over before they were designated a supply chain risk. But he has to do this in a way that doesn't make it seem like he gave up on the red lines and sold out when we wouldn't. He's able to superficially appear to do this because, one, he can sign up for all the safety theater that Anthropic rejected, and that the DOW and partners are willing to conclude in presenting us as compelling to his employees. And two, the DOW is also willing to accept some terms from him that they were not willing to accept from us. Both of these things make it possible for OAI to get a deal when we could not. So it's interesting, like, again, he's trying to have it both ways, right? I guess he's saying that, like, Sam Altman is trying to have it both ways, where it's like, or Sam Altman got it both ways. He signed up for all the safety theater, the stuff that doesn't actually help, but sounds good. And also the DOW was willing to give OpenAI a few extra things that they were absolutely not going to give Anthropic. Why is that? His explanation? The real reasons DOW and the Trump admin do not like us is that we haven't donated to Trump. While OpenAI, Greg Brockman, OpenAI's president, have donated a lot. We haven't given dictator-style praise to Trump, while Sam has. We have supported AI regulation, which is against their agenda. So funny to say. That's because OpenAI has also supported AI regulation. Like Sam Altman has like testified in front of Congress. You need to regulate us because we are going to like change the world. This is all part of their like mutual kind of kayfabe. We've told the truth about a number of AI policy issues like job displacement, and we've actually held our red lines with integrity rather than colluding with them to produce safety theater for the benefit of employees. So it's also seems, okay, so he's saying that the reason OpenAI is doing this is just for its own employees. I would say that is a very like, I don't know, close-minded view of things, because there are more people that you should care about, Dario, than just the people who work for you. Like, I think that Sam Altman wanted to produce the safety theater. Like, I agree with that it's pretending to be faked. I agree with all that shit. But like, to be like, he's doing it just for his own employees so they don't leave because they don't want to work for an evil company. And it's like, no, he's not just doing that. Maybe that's part of it, but he's doing that as well for like the world, because he doesn't want the world to think of OpenAI as an evil company. That's what this is. If it was just for employees, if it was just for employees, why is this blog post public? You know? Yeah. Anyway, he goes on to say, which I absolutely swear to you is what literally everyone at DOW, Palantir, our political consultants, etc., assumed was the problem we were trying to solve. He's like, when he was negotiating with, and I looked through the emails, they didn't state this explicitly at any point, but it's interesting because he got the impression anyway that like the Department of War was like Emil Michael was like, oh, okay, you're worried about autonomous weapons and surveillance. I know what you're really saying. You want your employees to think you can give a shit about that. All right. Well, here's some like random security theater shit. And he's like, no, I actually care about this. And he's like, right. So here's a sentence that doesn't mean anything, but seems like it means something. It'll be in there. Anyway, Sam is now, with the help of the DOW, trying to spin this as if we were unreasonable, we didn't engage in a good way, we were less flexible, etc. I want people to recognize this as the gaslighting it is. Okay, my fucking Dario impression is completely off the rails. So this got leaked. Honestly, don't agree with everything in there, but it's a good look for him when this got leaked. He looks like he has integrity. I think he has like integrity in the way that he genuinely was trying to make this happen. I just think he's a dumbass and also already fully complicit in the fucking like, you know, U.S. military industrial complex. Like, am I going to give a shout out to like the Raytheon guy who worked with the U.S., like the Pentagon for years and then was like, hey, I don't think we should be building bombs that specifically only target babies. And the Pentagon was like, you have to. And then they said no. And then, you know, got kicked out. And then another fucking defense contractor jumped in and took their place like immediately. I'm not going to give them a huge round of applause. But, okay, so this article that he wrote was, so this thing that got leaked, he wrote, I think on the 27th or 28th. I got 28th probably. excuse me, 28th, because that's when the OpenAI posted their blog post. But it was leaked on March 4th. Then March 5th, there's an official statement on the Anthropic page, and it is it undoes, in my opinion, any goodwill that I had towards Dario from that leaked one where he's like, it's because I didn't give Trump dictator-style praise. He's like, well, let me give Trump dictator-style praise now. Okay, guys, no. That's not true. We've been having productive departments. We're very proud of the work we did together at the department. We do not believe it's the role of Anthropic to be involved in operational decision-making. That is the role of the military. We totally don't want to do that. I want to apologize directly for a post internal to the company that was leaked. Anthropic did not leak this post, nor did we direct anyone else to do so. Yeah, I didn't think that you did. What do you mean? We didn't leak it or tell anyone to leak. Yeah, I didn't think that you did do that. I think somebody leaked it. I guess he's saying it's not like a limited hangout. Like they didn't leak it on purpose. It's not in our interest to escalate this situation. That particular post was written within a few hours of the president's Truth Social post announcing Anthropic would be removed from all federal systems, the Secretary of War's X post, okay, so it was the 27th, announcing the supply chain risk designation, and the announcement of a deal between Pentagon and OpenAI, which even OpenAI later can characterize as confusing. It was a difficult day for the company. It's like, even OpenAI agreed. Sorry, I apologize for the tone of the post. It does not reflect my careful or considered views. It was also written 6 days ago. It's written 6 days ago, okay? It is not aged well. It's an out-of-date assessment of our current situation. No, I think it was accurate. Our most important priority is making sure that our war fighters, God, I hate that term. That sounds like something Pete Hegseth says. Our war fighters. It's like the fucking, like, I don't know, fascist version of taxpayers or something. National security experts are not deprived of important tools in the middle of major combat operations. Yeah, okay, you guys are still fucking war contractors. Great. Okay, so you all suck. We have much more in common with the Department of War than we have differences. We're both committed to advancing U.S. national security. This is like after the breakup, and the guy's like, but we can get back together, like, as long as we can just explain, we're perfect for one another. We're so alike, okay? We're committed. Like, this time I'm different. We're going to help the U.S. defend its interests. I promise. All right. Okay. Now, so fucking this dude did a fucking shit-eating tour, okay? He goes on... And I think I actually have to go to Chrome for this. Yeah. He goes on, does like a couple of interviews. Oh, wait, where'd it go? Yeah. He does a couple of interviews. So one he does with The Economist. And this is actually, now I didn't know this. This is actually Zanny Minton Beddoes. I don't know how to say that. That's a crazy name though. Zanny Minton Beddoes. But she is the editor-in-chief of The Economist. Like she's a big deal. The Economist. Okay. Here she is at the World Economic Forum. She's in the Bilderberg group. She was one of 113 invitees to the 2015 Bilderberg conference. She's big.
You're a New World Order shill.
She's a New World Order shill. Yeah. What was, how was it? I think, what's it called? I think Finland said Lenin had a quote about The Economist. That's pretty funny. Magazine for billionaires or something like that, or millionaires. Vladimir Lenin's views on The Economist magazine. Yeah, there we go. Vladimir Lenin died on this day in 1924. He dismissed our newspaper as a journal which speaks for British millionaires. Yeah. Yeah, he's not wrong. He certainly was not wrong. His perception of the magazine is representing capitalist interest over those of the proletariat. Now, I have to say, like, whenever I look at the comments of these videos, the comments are all like, wow, he's so cool. Well, okay, not all of them, I guess. This one, the top one isn't. Poor fellow's just saying what we all think and is paying for it. He should not have apologized. Oh, he was honest and paid a price for that? Oh, blah, 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 blah. He's trying to save his company. Don't apologize for having integrity. Just signed up and paid for an annual subscription to Claude. There's like a lot of this. A lot of this stuff. But okay, let's watch the magazine that speaks for British millionaires. Billionaires, really. You know, that was a different time when Lennon said it. Let's watch the editor-in-chief of this magazine really fucking push this guy's nose in it. Like she's trying to fucking train a puppy, all right, to stop shitting inside. Here we go. The shit-eating tour.
You said that the real reason for this impasse was that you hadn't lavished, quote, dictator-style praise on President Trump. Do you regret having said that?
Could she have, just for this one question, could she have not had the evil, like, I don't know, ice switch smirk on her face?
So I want to completely apologize for this memo. So I want to make sure that people understand, right? Like this was something written on Friday after the following three things had happened. The president tweeted removing all Anthropic services from the federal government. The Secretary of War tweeted designating us a supply chain risk with a kind of broader version of the designation than the one that ultimately ended up actually being applied. And then there was this deal between one of the other AI model providers and the Department of War that I think even that model provider later described as, I don't remember the exact words, but
opportunistic, I think.
I was going to say confusing, right? So basically all these three things happened within a few hours, in kind of sequence, from each other. We didn't know ahead of time what was going to happen, when it was going to happen. So it was among the most disorienting times in kind of Anthropic's history.
Okay.
The other side of it is, I think Anthropic has an internal culture where I post a lot. Like some people describe this as a memo. I wouldn't describe it as that. Like I post things in Slack. I post them a lot. And the culture within the company is that I'm very free, and it's not like a considered, it's not like a really considered or refined version of my thinking, right? It's not what I would say on reflection.
You've been very clear now. You've apologized for the memo. Have you apologized to President Trump? Will you apologize to him?
I've apologized to the people that I've talked to within the DOW. I'm happy to speak to others within the administration as well. I kind of don't know what will happen in the future, but I'm really happy to I'm really happy to speak to anyone.
Yeah, that was that interview. I would say, for me, this comes off as like pathetic. Like this guy is a billionaire. He's running like one of the big two, really, like OpenAI companies in America. And yet he's still got to do this shit. Like you got fuck you money, but you can't say fuck you. He's still got to fucking like,
you said that the real reason
kiss Trump's ass. Like he's got to sit through this interview with this woman when she asks him, have you apologized to Trump?
For the memo. Have you apologized to President Trump?
Like, she's like, brought him on here to grovel about the memo and let's get your apology on camera. But have you actually apologized to the guy whose feelings you probably hurt the most? like unbelievable. Not the only interview. This is like, I couldn't figure out how to get the full interview going, but it's a lot of the same stuff like that. Okay, this is another one, and I just want to do something here because I got this new Chrome extension that allows me to just bookmark parts of the video. I just want to play all of the questions that this CBS, Bari Weiss's CBS interviewer asks Dario Amodei. I think, oh God, what's her name? Who's the roast comic? Hang on. I want to get this. I want to get the credit correct here. Who's the name of the? Is it Nikki Glaser? Yes, Nikki Glaser. Nikki Glaser had the joke about CBS News on. Was it the roast of Kevin Hart? She's like, CBS News. No, I think it was like she was hosting something. Anyway, she's like, CBS News, America's favorite place to see BS News. So anyway, this is all the questions that she asked. Well, I'm just gonna run through these pretty quick. Hello, play. What's going on?
We appreciate you taking the time. You are Dario Amodei, the CEO. Well, my first question to you is, why won't you release Anthropic's AI without restrictions to the U.S. government?
Yeah, so, we should maybe back up a bit for a little bit of context. So, Anthropic actually has been the most lean forward of all the AI companies in working with the U.S. government.
Next one.
The Pentagon has told us that they have agreed in principle.
Sorry, it's a little quiet, right? Why is it so quiet? It's crazy. It's all the way turned up.
To these two restrictions, and they wanted to strike a deal. Why couldn't an agreement be reached?
So there were, there were kind of...
And let me just play that again for the edit. But she's like, but they agreed to everything.
Should not be allowed.
The Pentagon has told us that they have agreed in principle to these two restrictions, and they wanted to strike a deal. Why couldn't an agreement be reached?
So there were, there were...
The president posted today in response to the situation, their selfishness, referring to Anthropic, is putting American lives at risk, our troops in danger, and our national security in jeopardy. What do you think? What's your response?
So,
Why do you think that it is better for Anthropic, a private company, to have more say in how AI is used in the military than the Pentagon itself?
So first I would say, and I think this is an important point.
But in the name of fundamental principles, why should Americans trust you, the CEO of a private company, to make these decisions instead of the federal government?
Well, I would give two answers to that. One, we are.
So you say you've done so much for U.S. national security. You're adhering to these two restrictions that you want to keep. Do you think that Anthropic knows better than the Pentagon here?
We don't look. One of the things about.
Awesome.
There are so many other companies out there that do business with the U.S. government. Boeing builds aircraft for the U.S. military. Boeing doesn't tell the U.S. military what to do with that aircraft. How is this any different?
Again, I would say two ways that it's different. One, I would point again to the newness.
But if that pace continues apace,
yes,
then the U.S. government will never be caught up. So how does that logic apply if you have long argued that you want to work with the U.S. government to provide, the appropriate national security? If it's going to be such a fast development for the foreseeable future, Congress can't catch up.
Well,
then why turn your back on this?
I think there's only catching up once, right? So the pace of...
President Trump has called Anthropic a left-wing woke company. Is this decision at all driven by ideology?
I can't speak for...
That's a left-wing woke company. So funny. I missed that he had called it that. Can I pull that up real quick? I bet I can. The Truth, because it's a Truth Social tweet, right? Reading about it. Amodei. Yes. Hang on. Yeah, they mentioned it in their official statement on the site. Let me just see. They called Anthropic a woke company. What the fuck does woke mean? Is this the one? United States. Okay, this is the one. Oh my God, it's so good. The United States of America will never allow a radical left woke company to dictate how our great military fights and wins wars. That decision belongs to your commander-in-chief and whose tremendous leaders I appoint to run our military. The left-wing nut jobs at Anthropic have made a disastrous mistake trying to strong-arm the Department of War and force them to obey their terms of service instead of our Constitution. Their selfishness is putting American lives at risk, our troops in danger, and our national security in jeopardy. Therefore, I'm directing every federal agency in the United States government to immediately cease all use of Anthropic's technology. We don't need it, we don't want it, and we'll not do business with them again. There will be a 6-month phase-out period for agencies like the Department of War using Anthropic's products at various levels. Anthropic better get their act together, and they better be helpful during this phase-out period, or I will use the full power of the presidency to make them comply with major civil and criminal consequences to follow. We will decide the fate of our country, not some out-of-control, radical left AI company run by people who have no idea what the real world is all about. I mean, that's true. That's 100%, that's right. They don't understand what the real world is all about. They really thought that they could do this. He's right. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. President Donald Jonathan Trump. Yeah, that's amazing. I can't believe I didn't include that in my frickin' Obsidian board. Obsidian. Right? Right, guys, you know? I gotta take a quick screenshot of this. President Donald J. Trump. Amazing poster. Incredible poster. One of the greatest posters of all time. Everything he says is funny, even when it's like threatening people's lives. Even when I shouldn't like it. I love it. Okay. Where were we? We were over here, right? Oh no, we weren't. We were listening to interview with CBS News. All right, where were we? 2107. But yeah, just like notice how like all of these questions are like really, really pointed, like trying to make the Pentagon look good. You know, it's trying, like, I don't even like Dario, right? Obviously, but like all of these questions are like, but why would you think that it's a good idea to tell the Pentagon that they're not supposed to do it? And it's just, yeah, it's all very, like, this is clearly, CBS News has become like the new Fox. It's like a propaganda arm for the fucking Trump White House. All right, what else we got here?
At a moment with the president right now, tonight, what would you say to him?
You know,
if you had a moment with the president right now tonight, what would you say to him?
Do you think Anthropic can survive this as a business?
You know, when the president
finally
Anthropic can survive this as a business?
Oh wait, that was the last one. Oh yeah, I guess so.
You know, when Secretary Hegseth tweeted out the supply chain designation, he said something that was inaccurate, that far exceeds.
All right. Anyway, I didn't even really care about what he says in there, but like, this is the shit-eating tour I'm talking about. He had to go on all these things and be like, I'm so sorry. Yeah, you're right. The government should be allowed to do whatever they want. And it was crazy for us to blah, blah, act differently, you know, very much groveling apology. Not cool, not fun. And that's it. You know, I mean, yeah, there's some things in here in this, whatever leaked letter he'd written to his staff, this memo, as people call it, there that he'd claimed it's in the emails. I'll back it up once it gets released. And now that the emails are released, I mean, yeah, I would say it pretty much is what most people expected, probably, right? That this dude is just evil and is trying to get whatever he wants out of Dario with zero compromise, and is just kind of like bullying him and badgering him and not letting him, not giving him anything. And then this guy who's so delusional, he thought that he could have a nice conversation with the Pentagon where he'd be like, but we're not going to kill anyone, right? We're only going to be good guys, right? And he fucking lost. He lost the contract. This dude, whatever, like fucked him over. But then like Hegseth and Trump went full like angry, jaded ex-girlfriend on him. You know, like, I'm gonna ruin your life type shit. You're gonna be on, I'm gonna put you on a special supply chain risks and national security list. Yeah, it's quite intense. And at the end of the day, yeah, nobody's really a winner here. And it's not really a feel good story, you know? It's like, okay, so Anthropic lost that, but this did turn out to be a lot of good PR for them. Like the one possibility I can sort of see here where Dario isn't a complete fucking moron is maybe he did this all on purpose because he knew going, like when he was negotiating with Pentagon, he knew they would say no. He just wanted proof of them asking for these things so that they could later be like, you know, once OpenAI, like then inevitably when OpenAI is involved in some fucking horrifying, like Cambridge Analytica times 1,000 style scandal with the Pentagon and Palantir, U.S. government, whatever, they get involved in something where it's like very clear that they knew they were spying on American citizens and it being used for like, you know, like when that happens, he wanted to be able to say that, oh no, but look, when I was negotiating with them, I was trying to put in these safeguards and I was trying to blah, blah, blah. And they said no. Like that's the only option here for me. But I mean, it just doesn't play like for me though. I mean, I don't know. I'm not everybody. As we can see from the comments on all these videos, a lot of people they love him now. Like, you know, reading the comments on that CBS News thing. This is the best ad for Anthropic ever. When a private company respects the Constitution more than the government, 2026 is wild. He looks exhausted. Standing your ground against the government cannot be an easy thing to do, so kudos to him and Anthropic for integrity and backbone. That guy has values and morals. You cannot fake that level of integrity. He and Anthropic are on the right side of history. So it's like everyone got what they wanted. The U.S., like the Pentagon got their fucking yes man AI, like obsequious AI CEO and Sam Altman. They got their AI that'll let them do whatever the fuck they want with OpenAI, ChatGPT. And they fucking Dario got what he wanted, where he gets to look like the clean coal guy, or you know, he has to look like the alternative, good, kinder, gentler AI. So at the end of the day, I don't know, it just all around sucks. Somebody needs to find this man a new interviewer. Good Lord. Finally, a CEO and tech company with some balls. No, man, that's not what that is. But yeah, I think so. Who's more successful? Like, how do I look this up, guys? Chat? Do you guys know economy? How do I look this up? How do I look up which AI company is most successful right now? Can I just type that in? Most successful AI company right now. Huh? Is that even how Google works? 10 most powerful enterprise AI companies today. The 10 most influential AI companies of 2026. Time magazine. I mean, right? How do I do that? How do I do this? ByteDance. Wait. Number 1 is Amazon? Is that true? Or no, it's not in order. Is it? Is this in order? Wait, this is number 1 is ByteDance? No, I don't think so. It's not in order. No, I want to know. I want to know if it's Anthropic or OpenAI. Okay, let's say largest AI companies. I feel like ChatGPT or OpenAI is probably the largest. Ranking them. But then they're also including Apple and Microsoft and shit. I'm so confused by this. I'm so confused. How do I find this out? Okay, let me just look up top downloaded apps today. Most popular apps, global stats and rankings. Most popular, really? ChatGPT's number 7? Wow. All right, well, but this is from when? Oh, this is October 2025. So annoying. Is there no place that I can just find the current thing? I thought this would be way easier. The best company out of 50 that are all failing is Boring. Oh, yeah. The Boring Company. Amazon has the most revenue per computer. Oh, interesting. Okay, fuck it. I give up. I don't know how to figure this out. But I think I heard somewhere that like Anthropic was the number 2 in the fucking list when all this was going on. But then now it went, I don't know if it currently still is, but afterwards, probably from all the good press they got, it became number 1. But I'm not sure in what. Yeah, I should just ask Claude. Yeah, this is kind of the thing that you should ask AI for, eh? Should I turn off the, should I ask DuckDuckGo AI? No, I don't want to do this. No, I lost my appetite for that. Okay. All right. Well, all's well that ends well. We got other stuff to go over. Like what? Oh yeah, this guy, Roger Avery. You guys know Roger Avery? You may know him from his films. He wrote Pulp Fiction. Let's check out his is it Avery? Roger Avery. Wikipedia. He's best known for his work with Quentin Tarantino on the script for Pulp Fiction. He's also directed films such as Killing Zoe and The Rules of Attraction, and wrote the screenplays for Silent Hill and Beowulf. Wait, which Beowulf? Oh, the animated, the whatever it's called, motion capture, Zemeckis animated one. Because I know the guy who wrote the other Beowulf. He was my screenwriting teacher in frickin' university, Andrew Berzins. But no, there's 2 Beowulf movies that came out at like the exact same time. And this was the one where they were all Uncanny Valley CGI dudes. Anyway, okay, sorry, getting distracted here. But yeah, you know, he's The Rules of Attraction. That was one people have heard of. 2010s and 2020s. He directed his own screenplay sequel. He started a podcast. He had a falling out with Tarantino that lasted nearly 25 years after Pulp Fiction. They rekindled their friendship after Tarantino heard Avery being interviewed on a 2019 episode of Bret Easton Ellis's podcast. Another insane man. Tarantino announced that he and Avery would launch a podcast called the Video Archives Podcast. The point of the podcast is to discuss films from the actual Video Archives collection that they would recommend to customers when they worked there. Oh, was Video Archives like a Blockbuster sort of thing? A video rental store located in Manhattan Beach, California. Okay. Oh, that sounds kind of interesting. I mean, yeah. In 2025, Avery created General Cinema Dynamics to develop AI-produced films. Cool. All right, so this is here's the guy, Roger Avery. You know, there he is in 2012. Okay, yeah, he got so pissed at Quentin Tarantino during the making of Pulp Fiction, he asked for his name to be taken out of the credits, at the opening credits at least, which is nuts considering how successful that movie turned out to be. But anyway, here he is now, or actually, I don't know when this was. Was this recently? When was he on Rogan? I know he was on there, like, he's been on there before. So let me just double check. Roger Avery. Okay. So it looks like the thing that I'm looking at is from a while back. Dang it, where did it go? Yeah, the gray hoodie. Okay, so this is from February 2026. Okay, so a couple months old. Not that old, though. But anyway, okay, let's hear what he's up to. Well, I wonder if he has any cool stories about Hollywood.
So Luciferians cast a spell.
Okay, that's so quiet still.
For real? Oh.
Okay, hang on. I got a volume control thing here. Will this work?
Absolutely. So Luciferians
No, that's too loud. Sorry. Let me figure this out.
cast a spell on the world. And,
For real?
Oh, absolutely. It's just like...
For real? Rogan? For real? Luciferians cast a spell on the world? Really?
How vampires can't go into a house unless they're invited. They tell you, what's going on ahead of time. It's predictive programming. And once you say it out loud and you put it out there and make fun of it and do a little skit like Stephen Colbert did a little skit on his show where, oh, here's a baby. I'm going to take this baby and I'm going to give it to Moloch. And he goes into like a cloudy red, furnace and hands the baby over. And he's, oh, the baby's going to be fine. And they make a joke.
Wow. That is shocking to see proof that the Colbert Report was actually funny back in the day. Whoa, that's nuts.
About it, and the audience laughs. Okay, we're all now conditioned to it. We've all seen it, and by laughing at it, we're complicit.
You think that that's on purpose? That this is like some sort of a grand design to get us to be desensitized to the idea of demons eating babies?
Yeah, for sure.
Really?
For sure. And
who do you
by
think,
the way,
but
nobody's doing anything about it. We know what's happening.
But that has to take, there has to be a person or some group of people.
Yeah, like about 8,500 people. Yeah.
That are manipulating the Colbert Show?
That are manipulating everything. It's all an illusion. Like, reality as we know it is fake. That's the revelation that guy is having. And he's looking around and he's like, it's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Well, it's see, I don't.
Oh my God, Rogan's the best. He's so agreeable, and sometimes he's like, "Well, I don't know about that."
The thing about the emails is one of the things is it's just stuff written down, and so that's sort of hard to digest. Like, what is this? Like, what are they saying? Like, some of it is in code, like walking over beef jerky. Like talking about jerky, could you walk beef jerky over to this person? Like, what does that mean?
For all this pizza they're talking about, no, you never see any pizza.
Right.
There's actually photos of Epstein with pizza. Epstein liked pizza. He that seems like a pretty normal thing. He grew up in New York. What do you mean? He's a pizza guy. I mean, everybody likes pizza. You don't have to be from New York. New York doesn't even own pizza.
Yeah. They're ordering pizza.
I'm gonna get some grape soda. It's like with my cheese pizza.
Yeah.
And like there's all this coded language and everyone's like, oh, that's you just have pareola. You're just seeing things where you want to see them.
No, this is clearly a code. Well, that was the thing about people.
Oh my God, these people.
Absolutely a code. And in fact, mundus vult decepi, ergo decipiatur. It's a long
was that in the email?
Known concept. And so
wait, what? What do you say? Mundus vult?
You just have pareola. You're just seeing things where you want to see them.
No, this is clearly a code. Well, that was the thing about Pizzagate.
It's absolutely a code. And in fact, mundus vult decepi, ergo decipiatur. It's a...
Okay, hang on. Mundus vult... Hang on. Decepi... What is it? Mundus vult decepi, ergo decipiatur. What does that mean? The world wants to be deceived, so let it be deceived. Huh? The world wants that? What did it mean? Excuse me. Man is never deceived. He deceives himself. I don't get it. What does that mean? Attributions. Like, tell me what it means, though. Mundus vult decepi. Grokpedia. Grokpedia, can you tell me? A cynical observation on human nature's inclination toward comforting falsehoods over harsh realities, thereby rationalizing deception as a response to widespread gullibility. Okay. I read that as kind of like an anti-conspiracy theorist sort of thing. Although I guess it's like, oh, they've got all these, all the fucking people out there. They believe all these crazy conspiracies. Why don't we just actually do them if that's what people want? I don't know. Is that what that means? I don't know.
It's a long known concept. And so in Latin, mundus vult decepi means the world wants to be deceived. Ergo decipiatur. Therefore, it is. We want to be deceived. We don't want to believe the horrors that are actually behind the veil.
Well, I think
is that
with
is that what it means? Okay.
Epstein files, people are, because of these emails that have been released, people are just now starting to be aware of the bizarreness of the code and some of the things, like the facts. Like, let's just talk about the sulfuric acid. So this was like right after he was indicted in 2018.
Yeah, I got to get rid of some bodies.
Yeah.
I got
How much did
dissolve up some bodies.
What did it say he ordered? Like, let's
like 8,000 gallons.
Maybe we can get our sponsor Perplexity to process this and give
Another fucking AI. Which one's Perplexity? Is that Google?
us a synopsis of what exactly happened, some sort of a breakdown. Because one of the things they're saying is like he was indicted, and then right after he's indicted, he orders how many gallons?
6 55-gallon containers full of sulfuric acid.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Stubens is saying it's an island for treating the filters. Was that what it was for? For treating what, like they filter the water or something with sulfuric acid?
Jesus Christ. What?
They're eating babies, man. Like that's the.
So
why are they using? If they're eating babies, why do they need sulfuric acid?
That you think is real. So
well, yeah. Not only that, I think that there's sacrifices going on every day in Los Angeles. I mean, allegedly, like high level musicians, let's say, high level female musician is like killing chickens every day, doing sacrifices, like
high level.
I don't want to say
who is that. Who's this high level female musician?
Every day, doing sacrifices, like
high level.
I don't want to say. I don't want to.
This doesn't sound like she's speaking English.
Say names because I don't want to get sued, and I don't want to be dead either.
What does it rhyme?
Who? Huh? What the hell? Yeah, who is this supposed to be? Azealia Banks. Oh, is that Azealia? Okay, that makes sense. She would have a what is it called? Brujeria? Okay, cool. Satanic elites eating babies. I mean, yeah, like this is sort of how a certain type of guy views the world, and I get the sense with him, it's completely earnest that he believes this stuff. He's not like using it to make a larger point or as a politically expedient, whatever way to get people to agree with him or vote in a certain direction. He seems like he's been fully pilled, which, not everybody who says this kind of thing actually has been. It's like, like you can break all these things down, right?
Where it's like,
if you look at different conspiracy theories as though they are satire. Like imagine instead of a guy on Joe Rogan saying this to you that you should believe this too, imagine if instead this is a movie where in the movie there's a talk show host who's sacrificing babies on his show in order to desensitize you from whatever the actual baby sacrifice that goes on that the elites do. Like what would that say? Like I feel like the satire there would be, if I can just kind of do some of my own literary sort of analysis here. Yeah, maybe if I saw that in a movie, I'd be like, oh, the point they're trying to make is that, the government or whatever, the media is complicit in all these horrible, evil crimes against children. Yeah, against children. Like it could be like a thing about the Gaza genocide and all the children who have died needlessly in that. And how the news media covers it up and makes it seem like something that it's not. Or makes it seem like it's all fake, like that's like desensitizing isn't the word that I would use, even if I believe the shit that he believes. Cause it's not like if I see enough jokes about baby killing, then when I see it for real, I won't care. Like, I think it's more that it's like the argument would be if I see enough jokes about it, it will become a joke to me and I won't believe that it's real. And, when you see like Van Jones on Bill Maher talking about like, oh, dead guy's a baby, dead guy's like everybody scrolling Twitter these days. Every Zoomer on Twitter is seeing dead guy's a baby, dead guy's a baby, dead guy's a baby. Diddy, dead guy's a baby, dead guy. And it's just like, oh, so it seems like you're saying that it's fake. It's not real. It's all a manipulation of you. Like, and that makes people less invested. And like the idea, what else does he get into here? What else is he talking about?
Revelation that guy is having, and he's looking around and he's like, it's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Well,
yeah. So like a lot of these guys, I mean, this one is just silly that they think that like there's predictive programming in like The Simpsons and movies. It's like, yeah, the Matrix really does happen. It really did happen. That's real. Azealia Banks thing. I mean, I don't know what he's saying here. Man, I remember when 212 came out from Azealia, I was like so excited for more from her, and she didn't really have any other good albums. What was it called? Broke with Expensive Taste?
Hard to digest. Like, what is that?
Anyway, I don't know. Some of the stuff I'm like, I can be metaphorically on board with, but they take it to a literal place. Brutal. Oh man, Jason B, I'm so sorry that you had to experience that. Just tuned in because I was watching the Dodgers lose. Meow. That sucks, man. Sorry for your loss. Yeah. What else we got? Maybe something here. So, okay, so I mentioned Paula Joseph Watson the other day. I think because he was the original guy with the fucking backdrop of a map. He did like InfoWars, but he had like a map behind him. He was actually on InfoWars. I'm not saying he was doing his own thing, but and like he used to be really big. I mean, he's still got 2 million subscribers on YouTube, 1.5K videos. That's nuts. But yeah, he used to be an InfoWars host. He was like heavily involved during Pizzagate. He wrote the first article on Infowars.com about spirit cooking. And yeah, I came across his YouTube channel. Like, he's still got it. He's still got a freaking channel over here. That is, I didn't know that. Anyway, I was like, oh yeah, okay, what do we got here? And like, honestly, this does look like most of this stuff just looks kind of not fun, right? This is like all of these fucking things. Okay, hang on. Look at these titles, first of all. He got a big shock. He got quite a shock. She got what she asked for. This is fucking terror. Like, it doesn't even really tell you what it's about. But I get the sense a lot of this is about, like, racist, like some video of a black person attacking a white person. The sort of things that really fucking grill people's minds. I don't fucking believe this. They weren't expecting this. She fucked around and found out. This is fucking terrifying. Everyone's noticing. He wasn't expecting this. We cannot tolerate this. He fucked around and found. A lot of people fucking around and finding out. It's like, man, I put a lot of work into trying to figure out how to title and thumbnail my videos. And like, I struggle to get views. This guy's not even trying at all. And he's getting fucking like 500K views, 687K views, 308. Like, oh my God, this guy must make so much money off of this. Crazy. What could possibly go wrong? We are on the brink. Liberal woman finds out. I mean, that could be a pro-liberal video. It's like, hi, I'm a liberal woman and I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out. Everyone's tired of them. Everyone's fucking sick of them. She wasn't meant to say this. Okay. She fucked around. A lot of people fucking around and finding out. She made a big mistake. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is fucking demonic. This is fucking demonic. Hey, I remember his whole thing was he's like, what was his big catchphrase? Like, imagine my shock. Imagine my shock when this happened. The barbarians are at the gate. What do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? You have to give us more than that. Everyone's feeling colonized. Yeah, I don't know if I actually want to watch any of these. Everyone is sick of noticing. And this is like a racist, like, dog whistle, right? I mean, not really dog whistle, but like, instead of being like, I'm becoming racist, people say, I'm noticing. It's like, I'm noticing that actually other races are dangerous. What really happened at Bondi Beach? I don't know, maybe that one. This one's got a picture of Ben Stiller, Sabrina Carpenter, and police, and it says, shut the fuck up. What is any of this about? Sydney Sweeney broke their brains. Women are destroying themselves. I don't know what that. Yeah, okay. And there is this. All the non-blacks to the back. Yeah. Mauna Leo song. And maybe this one would be fun to watch.
Look out. I really want.
Guys, I like this song. And maybe I can get Goblin Queen in on this. Goblin Queen? You there? Wait, 1 second. Ashley? Okay, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that might be fun, but she's Goblin Queen wants to take take 10 minutes before she comes on. She's on the phone right now. What else we got here? What do I got that'll take me 10 minutes? What can I do to kill 10 minutes? You know what? This isn't really anything, but I found this old video from 12 years ago of Sam Altman.
What I always tell founders, and what is true, is that although failure is still bad, Silicon Valley has got to be one of the most accepting places in the world for failure. Bill Gates failed at his first startup.
Look at this guy's fashion sense back in the day. Like bright shirt and like bright pants, bright shorts.
I have no desire to go be a venture capitalist. I feel like where I can...
I have no desire to become a venture capitalist. That's mainly what he was. Even then, he was doing that shit.
Really contribute to the world is making startups happen that would otherwise not. And YC is a way to do that. Y Combinator is an investment firm, and we invest in startups. The founding idea of Y Combinator was a lot more people could start startups, and that you have these very smart technical people that know how to build products but don't know how to run a company or start a company. And it's somewhere between sort of a university and a venture firm. We've invested in about 630 startups over the last 9 years. Airbnb is one of the really successful companies. They came in 2008, 3 guys and a website that was getting no traffic. And so the interview was on an okay trajectory, but then at the end they said, hey, by the way, we brought you guys a gift. We brought you guys these things. And Paul was like, what is this? They had run out of money. The elections were going, and so they made these boxes of cereal and sold them online for $40 each. And that gave them enough money to survive. The people that were interviewing them said, wow, that is our kind of thing. This sort of relentlessly resourceful trait of founders that do anything to survive. 5 years later, they are a gigantic company.
That's Airbnb? The Airbnb guys did this? A maverick in every bite. Captain McCain. This doesn't even make sense. And they made it for both. Oh my God. Typical fucking PayPal mafia. You're playing both sides of the fence. And that's what they do with their funding now.
And sold them online for $40 each. And that gave them enough money.
Like Captain McCain's is supposed to look like Captain Crunch. What the fuck is Obama O's? Like Cheerios? What the hell is that? Obama O's would have been better, you think? I don't think so. I mean, taste-wise, I feel like I'd try Captain McCain's.
cereal and sold them online for $40 each, and that gave them enough money to.
Also, I hate the way they drew Obama's hand. What's going on there? It's like, why does his wrist go into the fucking corner of his hand like that? It looks crazy.
Survive. The people that were interviewing them said, wow, that is our kind of thing. This sort of relentlessly resourceful trait of founders that do anything to survive. 5 years later, they are a gigantic company. The thing that we care most about are these founders that can survive all of the punches in the face that running a startup is about. One of the surprises for me personally, I would have said a while ago that I thought intelligence was the most important characteristic of founders, but I'm now sure that that's wrong, and that determination is the most important thing.
One of the guys in Airbnb, I guess it doesn't have their names, does it? No, it just says founders. One of the guys from Airbnb, Brian Chesky, is like Sam Altman's like best friend, who he was when he was fired from OpenAI briefly. He was like, Brian Chesky was the guy he relied on the most.
Why? And you seem like really determined and smart. We're very likely to fund you. Startups on the inside are always badly broken. You just don't know how. Startups succeed in spite of massive, massive problems. I certainly can empathize with founders and what they're going through, and I remember that, very clearly and very vividly. I started a company that went through the very first batch of Y Combinator. It was an idea that I was really passionate about.
Remember what I said earlier? Like, you go back, you listen to some startup ideas from like this era, and they're all like cheerfully, like whatever, playful designs. But then when you hear about what it actually is, you're like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? No. So this is an example of one of those. Looped, Sam Altman's like failed startup.
Most great ideas can only happen at a certain moment in time, and I knew that.
Okay. Oh my God! Look at this! Look at this dude. Is he wearing 2 different polo shirts? 2 different neon polo shirts right there. Crazy. But no, I think okay. So I don't know if he's going to explain what Looped is, but Looped was like a app where you go on there. Hang on.
I was really passionate about. Most great.
Discover the world around you. You go onto it and you let it track your location at all times.
Ideas can only happen.
And then you add your friends like Facebook, and then you can just track them, and you can comment on where they are and where they're going, and be like, well, next time let me come. Hey. Just quick. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, hang on. I'll just keep playing this for a second here.
At a certain moment in time, and I knew that if I didn't do this thing right then, that was when it was going to happen.
We are incredibly psyched about Looped on the iPhone.
I ran this company for almost 7 years. Lots of low lows, but in memory, kind of the lows get dulled, and I remember more of the highs. Generally, my view on all of life is that things are not as risky as people think they are. It's just this ill-defined concern about getting off the normal path. The risk for me would have been not doing it, and then I would have, with absolute certainty, regretted it. And that was the risk I didn't want to take.
Okay, sorry, I got distracted because Goblin Queen came in. But here, do you want to use these? Okay, this might take a second to set up. Let me play a video for a random channel. I don't know. What do we want to? Oh, why don't I just play the opening video? Yeah, let's play more about this germ theory of disease while I get this set up. 1 second.
And surprise! The UV guinea pigs don't get TB because the radiation kills the bacteria in the droplet nuclei. And thus, finally, it was proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that tuberculosis is naturally airborne in this landmark experiment, which was published in 1962. This obviously led public health institutions to revisit the droplet dogma, allowing William a moment of triumph before his death in 1963, 5 years after the departure of his beloved wife, Mildred. Right? No, of course not. In 1964, Langmuir, still chief epidemiologist of the CDC, publishes an essay about airborne spread where he's like, well, I'll give it to that Wells guy. He really did prove that tuberculosis is exclusively airborne, that dead bastard. It's all got something to do with those tiny particles under 5 microns, those aerosols. But for the other things like measles and the flu, it's impossible to know. But it's probably droplets. But I know we're all itching to get to the new millennium. History is cool, but what does it have to do with me? All right, I guess we can speed run our way through to Langmuir's 1980s admission that he messed up all the way through Y2K, because things get thorny in the 2000s. 1966. Alexander Langmuir predicts that with the advent of new vaccines, measles could be eradicated in the US in 1967. 1968. Measles has not been eradicated, though the number of cases has dropped dramatically thanks to the vaccines. 1970. Alexander Langmuir retires from the CDC. 1971, measles cases start to rise again. Langmuir is probably scratching his head on a beach somewhere. Two brothers who collaborated with the Wells when they were younger, Ed and Richard Riley, think the rise in measles might have to do with airborne spread not being considered. So over the next few years, they use the exciting new technology of computer to create a model for indoor airborne disease spread that takes into account ventilation systems, where the first infectious person was located, how many people in the area are already vaccinated, and much more. They plug in all of the initial conditions for a real 1974 school measles outbreak into the model, and it reproduces the same outbreak that actually happened by exclusively considering airborne spread. The brothers call this model the Wells-Riley model. Wow, it looks like measles is airborne. Who could have predicted this? Mildred and William Wells here. 1978. After an initial rejection from the American Journal of Epidemiology for not being significant enough, the Riley brothers' paper detailing the success of the Wells-Riley model in their investigation of a local outbreak is published, providing compelling evidence that measles can and does spread through the air. 1980, Alexander Langmuir.
All right, sorry about that. But you gotta hold it to me when I talk. All right. Okay, so you guys can hear. Yeah. Okay, we're going through. Mic is turned on. Okay. So do you know Paul Joseph Watson? Do you remember him?
I know Paul F. Tompkins.
Actually, hang on. Sorry, I'm realizing that you are really dark on the screen.
That's just me in real life.
Sorry, I gotta do some adjustments here.
Hi everybody, how you doing? How's your week?
Oh, $4.99. Thank you.
Smack him with it. Okay.
No, don't hit me. Hang on. Let me do. Okay, we gotta adjust this stuff here. Can you talk to the people while I do this?
Okay. I mean, what were you guys talking about before I came in? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, you're cooking dinner? Oh, love that. What are you cooking for dinner, Jason? Jason B. I have yet to cook dinner, but I'm going to make ramen. It's going to be quick. It's going to be easy. I have already diced up the onions. That's what I was doing when I said give me 10 minutes. It's going to be garlic. It's going to be Thai yellow curry. It's going to be coconut milk. I'm talking ginger, garlic. It's going to be great, okay? Just in case anybody was curious as to what I'm going to put on my plate later. I don't know. I hate when James tells me to talk because I just feel like I'm going to be, I feel like I'm on like a, what do you call it there? A variety show? I don't know. I feel like I'm supposed to dance for you. Elmo's World. Sesame Street. I don't know.
Elmo's World.
Elmo's World.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping you'd do when I said, can you talk?
I'm panicking.
It's hard, huh? Not easy.
Oh, nice. Curry thing with lentils and rice and sweet. Oh, that sounds nice. That sounds really nice. I love that. Why she lended the microphone to you? Isn't she a queen? Or is she... Mr. Vinfeld. Mr. Voom, I think we know better than to say that James is a higher rank than I. Please. Threaten him with a song. Ooh. That could be any manner of dancehall songs.
I feel like this is good.
You got it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's not perfect.
I look good.
You know what? Maybe I'll. Yeah. You okay with how you look? I feel like you're still like a little dark. Maybe it's more of your shirt.
Maybe.
But yeah, I think you can see us both this way. Okay, so so we were watching what's it called?
Ooh. Oh, sorry.
This one. Okay, so Paul Joseph Watson. This guy, he used to be on InfoWars. He was really big, like off of InfoWars though. Like he was just a really big like chud YouTuber in like the 2010s. Have you ever seen him before?
Never.
He's like a very short, angry British man.
Never seen him.
And yeah, imagine my shock is what he always used to say. Anyway, and I was like, because sometimes I'd reference him. He's still got the exact same setup. That map behind him. It's like we're always talking about him because when we watch the new Alex Jones, he's got the same map behind him. He's like, oh, he stole that idea from
Paul F.
Yeah, Paul Joseph Watson, not Paul F. Tompkins.
Okay, sorry.
Different Paul.
It's just
different
if you're
3 names
Paul
Paul.
and you have a 3 names, like it's just gonna be hard for me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, totally understandable.
This one is bad. The other one is good.
I have definitely made that mistake before, and I
Yeah.
probably will make that mistake during this video.
Okay.
He's not to be confused with the very funny improviser Paul F. Tompkins,
Okay,
podcast
got it.
guest. But yeah. So okay. So and do you know the Mona Lisa song that came out? All the non-blacks to the back. Blow. All the non-blacks to the back. Okay. Well, he's a very racist guy. Most of his channel, I was just looking at, like look at the types of videos he has on here.
Okay.
And you can't really tell what it's about. Like the titles are very vague.
Right.
He got quite a shock. This
She
is fucking
asked
terrifying.
Why? And it's probably just
I don't
immigrants
fucking
who
believe
coming
this.
into Britain and making it bad.
Like, look
with
at
all the Muslims
Yeah.
and the Caribbean people.
Very, very much that. Yeah. I think he lives in the U.S. But he's like I don't fucking believe this. It's like before after it's like a woman is like a few years older. He's like, I don't fucking believe
She
this.
aged. She had the
aged.
audacity
Feminism.
to age.
Before feminism, women didn't change with time. Women were eternal. Are you fucking kidding me? It's like you have to
Wiggle the brink.
You have to be really fluent in these dog whistles to know what the fuck he's talking about with these stump. Like this is not him trying to reach out to a wider audience. This is just like they have the same titles. Yeah.
You reusing the kind of like what
This is fucking terrifying.
Is he wearing the same shirt every day or what? Or
Yeah, he's got like at least 4 or 5 different shirts, but only one facial expression in a lot of these. Like this is a different shirt. This one he's laughing. That's what made him laugh. He's like, oh, a guy fucked up real bad. But demons are serious.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy who wrote the first article on InfoWars about spirit cooking. Like he was very involved in Pizzagate and stuff.
Okay.
But anyway, I was kind of looking through, but none of these really looked fun to watch.
Is that somebody in like blackface and body? Is that somebody in blackface and body?
I think this is like a guy who they've digitally made his skin darker, I'm guessing. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just what the guy looks like. I don't know. Who knows?
No.
Everyone's sick
No
of
one
noticing.
looks like that.
You know, noticing that sort of like racist dog whistle? People talk about like, oh, and a fellow noticer, I see.
No.
Well, it just means like racist. Like, oh, you're noticing that different races are different and superior and inferior and blah, blah, blah. Basically, what I understand. Anyway, so this is like, okay, so I feel like you kind of get what his vibe is like.
I got it.
Everyone is noticed, like another one.
there's a
Everyone's
lot of
sick of
noticing
pretending. Oh, and now here we go. All the non-blacks to the back. This is Monoleo song that I wanted to get. I was like, oh, this would be fun to watch. And then I was like, oh, maybe I should ask Goblin Queen. So here we go. Let's see what he has to say. Maybe he'll like it. I like the song. Even though it is kind of mean to white people, I like the song. I listened to it a lot last year.
Play it.
So here we go.
This new song's being heralded as a viral anthem for African-American culture.
Sexy, so I'm Black American princess.
And of course it's about hating white people.
If you ain't black, stay the fuck out the business. Bow.
I had really no intention of getting involved in your business, love.
Huh.
And in case you needed a translation for the kind of wordsmith lyrical genius that puts Bob Dylan and Morrissey to shame, bow. All the non-blacks to the back. All the non-blacks to the back. Hold on, damn. All the non-blacks to the back.
I mean, I don't really understand. I guess he's sort of trying to be like, say that it's you, if in case you needed a translation, but it's like,
okay,
he's sort of saying that you don't need a translation.
It's a chorus, first of all.
Yeah, it's a song.
So it makes sense that you're repeating shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he's acting like, I don't know, Bob Dylan and Morrissey, whoever those people are. I'm like, they don't have repeatable lyrics.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, and Bob Dylan's like probably his most famous song, "Blowing in the Wind," isn't the chorus just the answer, my friend, is blown in the wind. The answer is blown in the wind. Like, yeah, it's a song. That's not how people talk all the time. It's just a fun song.
Well, wow.
Morrissey.
The answer is blowing in the wind.
Yeah.
If you ever need
If you need a translation for that, here it is on screen. Bow. Interesting that that Rap Genius or whatever site that says put UGH in there. I would just put like maybe 2 H's.
The non-blacks to the back. All the non-blacks to the back. Hold on, damn. All the non-blacks to the.
See, it's almost like the classic like Ben Shapiro going over wet ass pussy. I mean, like, wet ass p word.
Yeah,
make that pullout game weak.
There's no such thing as a wet ass p word, and if it is wet, you should
It's
go
wet.
to the nearest gynecologist.
You need to go to the emergency room with your wet pussy.
Yeah, burn.
Now, I've seen a pussy at least 12 times in my life, including being born. I think I know how wet it's supposed to be, and that is not at all. All right, anyway, okay, I don't know. This might not be fun, but let's keep going.
To the back.
All the non-blacks to the back.
In a stunning moment of racial unity, she appears to have found common ground with Scott Adams.
Just get the fuck away. You just have to escape.
All the cute black girls streaming my shit.
The cute black girls in question.
Beating my shit. Need my reparations, bitch, you gotta bring me my shit. All the non-blacks to the back.
Except when they're giving you free money. Yeah, come on up to the front.
Honey on my tongue, I'm talking slicking and hoes, ass fat.
Black Lives Matter. If anyone...
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Except when they're giving you money?
She said all the non-blacks to the back, and then, I think she mentioned reparations.
Oh, okay.
Appears to have found common ground with Scott Adams.
Just get the fuck away. You just have to escape.
Scott Adams is a guy who, his brain, you know him?
No.
Oh, he's the guy who made Dilbert.
Oh, okay.
The Dilbert cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
And he had, like, I watched a bunch of his shit just because I was, like, fascinated by his, like, decline, his mental decline. And a big part of his thing, I think he posted about this on Twitter. He was like, every day on my Twitter feed, I see videos of black men beating up white women. It is it's happening all over the world. And it's just like, what are you talking about?
He noticed.
But yeah, exactly. But it's like, well, you know what that guy was doing? You know who was showing up on his feed? Paul Joseph Watson. Like, so for him, like, and he's dead now.
Oh, okay.
This guy, Scott Adams. So for Paul Joseph Watson to throw him in here and be like, oh, looks like you found common ground with Scott Adams. Because I think this was a video where he talks about how dangerous black people are because of the videos he sees on his feed. And he's like, you just need to get away from them. Don't be near them at all.
It's true. I don't know why you're near one right now.
Yeah, no, I'm playing with my life right now. But like, yeah, it's just interesting because it's just, these people, they seal themselves off in their echo chambers. I guess we're all kind of guilty of this to an extent, but like, if you keep following people like Paul Joseph Watson and who's that Malaysian guy that Ian Miles Chong? It's like, if you keep following these guys and you pollute your like social media feed with this like toxic fucking weaponized racism, like brainworm shit, you will become more racist. You know? And like I think that many such cases, and yeah, Scott Adams was definitely, I think, always pretty racist, but he got just that he felt comfortable saying this happens all the time and it's an actual problem. It was like, no, you've been brainwashed by Paul Joseph Watson, buddy. Anyway.
All the cute black girls streaming my shit.
The cute black girls in question.
Beating my shit. Need my reparations, bitch. You gotta bring me.
Yeah, he had to like really look for a video where like one of these girls is in the middle of blinking, and he's like, "Oh, really?
Girl streaming my
You're cute. Well, I only like women that don't blink. I like women whose eyes are dry ass eyes.
And don't age.
Dry ass eyes make that pull-out game weak."
The cute black girls in question.
Beating my shit. Need my reparations, bitch. You gotta bring me my shit. All the 9 blacks to the back.
Except when they're giving you free money. Yeah, come on up to the front.
Honey on my tongue.
Yeah, but that isn't a thing that happens, though. Like, reparations aren't real.
I mean, but they have been given to other groups of people. I mean, whatever. All I'm saying is, why is that a bad thing? You're British. Do you not think that you have wronged other countries?
I mean, British slave owners got reparations after slavery was ended.
Yeah. Literally,
that was a real
Benedict
example of that.
Cumberbatch, film family, they got reparations. Look it up.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch had like his family was receiving reparations for the slaves that they lost up until like 2007 or something like that. Like they were getting reparations from the government up until 2007. They didn't have slaves until then. But yeah, no. Anyway, but I don't know. For people like Paul Joseph Watson, white people are the minority, and they are getting attacked every day by Mona Leo and her army of cute black girls.
I'm talking slicking and hoes, ass fat.
Black Lives Matter. If anyone owes reparations, it's them. To all the donors they defrauded money out of. Now, how about some reparations to pay for those $2 billion George Floyd riots?
So, yeah, like, you really get a look into, like, a fully alternative, like, media diet, you know?
No, but just, I mean, I understand the logic of it. Anyways, whatever. All right. All right, dog.
You understand the logic of
what he must say? He don't make any sense to me.
So he's saying, okay, so I think I can explain. He's saying Black Lives Matter, like, because she has a Black Lives Matter flag behind her. And he goes, Black Lives Matter? Yeah, well, they should actually be giving white people reparations because they stole all this money. Because there was a thing with Black Lives Matter.
I get it.
Guys. The sad, messy story of the BLM activist who admitted to stealing crazy money from the movement. Like there was a few guys in like the BLM like incorporated like, you know, thing misusing funds.
Patricia was like right, that's one of the founders, Patricia something or another.
Could be.
She was like, I remember Candace Owens going outside her house being like, and how did you buy this big house or something like that?
yeah. And yeah, unfortunately, that some of that did happen. But I think that like there's the BLM like incorporated or whatever. Like I don't really know what it was. Was it like a?
So I understand it,
charity?
but she's saying all the black girls to the front and all this thing. But she's like, sorry, I'm.
But didn't you see she has a Black Lives Matter flag behind her?
Okay, so because of that, he's like, you owe reparations?
Yeah, and I mean, it is actually so infuriating that this fucking scandal happened so that people like this can make a big deal of it. Because, like, that flag, like, there's the BLM, like, whatever, TM or whatever it is. Is it like a charity or fucking, I don't even know what it is, some kind of NGO?
I mean,
but
when
like,
it was happening, I was kind of like to people, I was like, I don't understand why you guys are donating to that.
Yeah,
it seemed like you should
but
do that.
there's a lot of people did.
Yeah.
But there's also like the movement for Black Lives, which is just like a actual like, you know, grassroots, whatever, like movement. Like I think most people didn't even realize that it was its own, whatever it was. I'm not even clear on what it was, which maybe that's my own ignorance. But like, I feel like it's so sad that a few of these activists or whatever turned out to be kind of corrupt and like in it for the money. When the actual movement had a lot of important ideas that now people like this are just like, Oh, didn't you know? It was a complete ridiculous. Oh, it's a nonprofit. BLM activist and violence in Boston nonprofit funder. Oh, so she wasn't even part of BLM, it doesn't look like. She was just a BLM activist.
Okay.
And the Black Lives Matter organizer, Zara Salim, jailed over 30K fundraiser. So that's just one fundraiser.
Okay.
Money out of. Now, how about...
That's 30,000 pounds. Okay. And how much money did Britain steal from India?
Oh, yeah, like $40 trillion or something. But there's also, he brings up also, and the violent protests.
How about some reparations to pay for those $2 billion...
$2 billion in damage from the George Floyd riots. I mean, they did burn down that police station. That was cool. I remember that.
I don't care.
But I mean,
I don't care. Sorry.
Was it a police station or was it a prison? No, yeah, it would have been a police station. Where was that in? Philadelphia?
I do remember that happening.
Yeah. So this is what he's talking about. But yeah, it's
Patricia yes. Thank you, Jason. Mm-hmm.
Patricia Cullors.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. I remember that one famous rapper who sounds like a dying seal saying BLM was a scam because of this. Oh yeah. Rapper who sounds like a dying seal. You know who that is? Dying seal. Dying
now, that
seal.
could just be anybody.
I don't know.
What are you talking about? I mean, there's some like rappers that have come out almost like as pro cop. I know Ice Cube has. And that might just be as a result of being on a propaganda show. Who knows?
I mean, Ice-T.
No, oh, sorry, I'm mixing them up. Ice Cube came up as pro cop, but Ice-T was the one that's on the propaganda show. Yep.
But Ice Cube plays a cop in 21 Jump Street.
Come again?
In 21 Jump Street, Ice Cube plays a cop.
Okay. So still.
Anyway, I don't know.
But stance.
Yeah, I don't know. Ice Cube always had weird politics. He was like connected to Steve Bannon for a while before Bannon became, political, when he was kind of just like producing shows and stuff. I think
That's weird.
I believe so, yeah. But was it Bannon or was it someone else in his world? Anyway, I can't quite remember.
Little
but
Yachty. Okay.
Oh, Little Yachty.
I got it.
Wait, Lil Yachty. Oh, saying BLM was a scam. Yeah, I mean, to an extent. Oh yeah, red dreads with the beads. Yeah. I like Lil Yachty too. He had some good songs. Sorry, what were we talking about?
I do think everyone should get their political marching orders from the Little Yachty.
Okay, you can stop saying it like that. I think you made your point.
Little Yachty.
Is your point that that yacht is spelled weirdly?
I have to pronounce it like that in my head so that I know how to spell it.
Oh, okay. That's just your own thing.
Yeah,
going on. But yeah, so it's funny. Who's saying this? Someone said, "Oh yeah, Vinva, I'm glad you're being white person interpreter here, Chill Goblin." Yeah. But and yes, reparations were promised after the Civil War and just didn't happen. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. What is it?
40 acres and a mule.
40 acres and a mule.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know the thing about the mule?
Yes, I understand why they wanted to give black people mules, because mules are actually sterile. And so it was like, oh, we'll give you an asset that will never materialize into anything more than what we give you.
Yeah, exactly. So if they gave him like a horse or a donkey, they
could breed
it and have like, more. Mm-hmm. But a mule can't have kids.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be like, it's like dead end thing. But anyway, they didn't even give him that. So even that thing that was already whatever. All right. But yeah, so he's saying black people actually owe white people reparations after the George Floyd riots. And I mean, I would say there are a lot of white people involved in that too. I also say I don't really care about property damage during the Black Lives Matter protests, but that's probably less convincing.
Who owes reparations for when like a hockey team wins, like the Stanley Cup?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Who owes that reparation?
Probably not black people.
I don't think so either.
So
I think we're probably square.
Yeah.
I mean, just in terms of hockey too.
I think it's very generous to call it even after that. But I don't know. I mean, $2 billion in damage. Okay, sure. Take $2 billion out of the reparations that white people, or, American like government owes black people for hundreds of years of slavery. That's not really going to make much of a dent, I would guess.
The George Floyd riots.
Bunch of rigmarole. I ain't shaking white hands.
Again, not a problem.
You're not invited to the cookout, but you can watch from the middle of the streets, be the lookout.
Oh no, don't not invite me to the cookout.
You're not invited to the cookout.
I really wanted to go.
Oh, I'm sure you didn't want to go to the cookout. I'm sure you had plenty of bangers and mash to eat at your house.
Oh, don't not invite me to the cookout. I really wanted to go to the cookout.
Oh, I'm actually allergic to anything spicier than an onion, so I don't care.
Yeah, I feel like I should make those sound drops. Like, oh no, don't not invite me to the cookout. I really wanted to go to the cookout, but
Yeah, it's a good song, right, Tizzle?
I mean, it's a fun song. Who cares? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, like
Also, Tizzle, not for nothing, my dad's, like, his street name is Tizzy, so it's quite close.
sounds like you're saying that's his address, but his like nickname.
No, yeah, his nickname.
That's true. But yeah, I mean, we would always, when I was doing stand up, like we would talk about, like some comics would do jokes about a song and they'd be like, and the song says this. And it's like, what? That's not what I would say. But it's like, songs have to rhyme.
Yeah.
And it's so hack and easy to just take apart a song and act as though it's like a serious argument and whatever.
Papa, black sheep. Have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. Just 3?
3 bags full of what? Black wool? How many sweaters am I trying to make here? Okay. Why is those sheep got a bar? I don't know. Yes, sir. Oh, now the sheep talks now? Oh, really?
And why does the sheep think that he has to call you sir?
Oh, the sheep's very polite. Oh,
What if it was a ma'am?
It wasn't one of those sheep from my neighborhood. They wouldn't be so formal.
Stupid.
3 bags full. Is that all the wool? Really? Only 3 bags? Okay. How big are the bags, though?
How
You're
big
not
is
being
the
very
sheep?
specific. How big is the sheep? How big's the bag? And what even is wool? I don't know what that means.
All right, we're here every night, guys. Not really.
Anyway, tip your waitress. Who here's celebrating something? Now, yeah, I don't know what to say about that. But that's what this is. Like, he's just like, oh, really? A cookout? Oh no, don't invite me to that.
You know, his mouth is like muscling up.
Yeah, he's got a ridiculous face. He's a very small man in real life.
Wait, does he do? No, that's not lip injections, is it?
I don't think so. I think that's just what he looks like.
Yeah. Weird frame.
No, don't not invite me to the cookout.
You're not invited to the cookout.
I really wanted to go to the cookout.
Shooting at a cookout on Brooklyn Road has left 1 woman dead.
You're not invited to the cookout.
The remnants of a neighborhood cookout, surrounded by dozens of officers and at least...
So there's one news story about someone getting killed at a cookout.
Do you know how many cookouts happen?
Yeah,
You dumb fuck.
Yeah. Are there a lot of cookouts?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you ever been to it? I never been. I never got invited to a cookout. I never been. You ever go to one?
And respectfully, I would not invite you.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'll stand out in the street and be a lookout.
Yeah. Okay, good.
But what is it?
Now you're getting it.
Well, like, I just sort of figured they weren't really a common thing. I was like, if cookouts, maybe they're like a American U.S. thing. And I'm like, if they're a thing, I would probably get invited.
Summer thing.
It's a summer
Just
thing.
a summer thing.
Oh, that makes sense because I don't go outside in the summer.
That makes sense, babe.
So I was invites me to a cookout. I'm like, is there going to be lots of shade? And we're like, not the kind you want.
Can I just give one more critique on his look?
On his look?
Yes. His mustache is short. Why is it so short?
What do you mean?
It end like a centimeter above his mouth. Why?
Oh yeah, true.
Why does he do that? It looks so stupid.
I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't want to get food caught in it.
He is eating ass, and that's fine.
He's eating ass. Why would that?
Kind of mustache.
Why would that be a?
I don't know. I just feel like
Explain.
It just looks like it's designed for comfort.
Oh, it's
For
designed
your
for the ass comfort, not because the person he's eating the ass of is like, I don't like the feeling of your prickly little mustache on my.
I think so. Maybe.
No, actually, that makes sense. I think you're probably right.
Hey, I won't even yuck your yum because I also say yum.
Who? What?
But to eat
Who are you talking? Oh, you're talking to him. Okay, right. Yeah.
I hope my mother.
The cook.
Should I get that? Should I get that haircut? Should I shave my mustache up? No.
Cow.
You're not invited to the cookout.
I really wanted to go to the cookout.
Shooting at a cookout on.
And this is like so like his things all like anecdotal. Oh, here's the thing. Here's the thing that happened one time. I mean, I'm sure it happens. Whatever. I'm sure you can find a few news stories on it, but it's like that doesn't mean this is like a problem. It doesn't mean that like cookouts are dangerous to go to.
Brooklyn Road has left one woman dead.
You're not invited to the cookout.
The remnants of a neighborhood cookout, surrounded by dozens of officers and at least 50 evidence markers.
You're not invited to the cookout.
One of the suspects charged with attempted murder in the cookout shooting.
You're not invited to the cookout.
2 18-year-olds are now in custody after a shooting at a family cookout. 18-year-olds Lamont Thomas and Carice Graves.
You're not invited to the cookout.
Gunman opened fire in the middle of a neighborhood cookout.
You're not invited to the cookout.
Shot several times at a cookout. He's facing first-degree murder charges.
You're not invited.
Yeah, I think this is all the same exact cookout that they're talking about. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's.
I think there's probably one or like two or something.
Maybe, I don't know.
It's like that was
invited to the cookout.
But he doesn't. It's not clear. You're getting the impression. Oh my God, there's so many different cookout shootings.
He's interrupting the song.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get.
Well, he's playing the same clip of it over and over again.
Yeah. I can't even get my vibe on because he's interrupting it with all these fool news stories.
I didn't really want to go to the cookout.
All the 9 blacks to the back.
See the white people show up at the cookout with like their mashed potatoes?
With raisins.
Like,
I didn't really want to go to the cookout.
Like, hello. It's mashed
How
potatoes
much am I
and raisins.
allowed to say on the stream?
No, say what you want. Speak your truth, girl.
Oh God.
What are you trying to say?
No, just I have been privy to a Thanksgiving dinner or two.
Right.
With
You've had a white Christmas.
no flavor, and I just
Yeah, you've got to bring hot sauce. That's what my family told you.
they didn't even have any hot sauce in the house.
Yeah,
Not in the house. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Yeah,
I took one bite. I was like, this can't go down. I was like, I just won't be able to swallow it. Does anybody have any hot sauce? And then the next time I went, I brought.
Well, you asked me to ask my grandma. You asked me to ask my grandma if we.
Want to offend.
You asked me to ask my grandma if we had hot sauce, and I was like, we definitely don't, but I'll ask. And I went and I was like, "Is there hot sauce in it?" And my whole family heard me, and everyone laughed. I was like, "I know, but I just had to ask." And then everyone knew that it was you that had asked, and was like, "Tell her she should just bring her own when she comes." Like they just don't have one.
There was no hiding it.
But then I think you brought
I
some,
did,
and then gave it to them.
Wait, no, I brought my own, and then I think you have like a cousin-in-law who wanted to try my hot sauce.
Yeah.
And this man, he was trying to put on the manliest, like.
No, but he handled it.
I can take it.
Yeah, he handled it though.
I don't. My heat tolerance is.
No, I remember it differently. He wasn't like.
He was sweating. No. He was asking for multiple glasses of milk. I swear to God.
Milk.
I swear.
Okay, no.
Okay, fine. I'm exaggerating.
You're
multiple glasses
exaggerating.
of water. But that's true. That's true.
This is disinformation. This is you're trying to stir up racial hatred right now.
Whoa.
You're trying to attack white people.
I'm telling you that this man
And I
asked
mean,
for multiple glasses of water.
90% of what you're saying is true, but I must put my foot down about the
milk. Fine, I lied. But
anyway,
now you're being like him, where it's like,
so
the whole milk was a fraud.
Oh, really? Yeah, I really believe what you're saying. Imagine my shock. A black person who I don't like. All right, let's see what happens to the white people.
Nine blacks to the back. All the 9 blacks to the back.
Look at those white people being all nice and friendly. What a terrible culture.
Damn, all the 9 blacks to the.
And he's like, what a terrible. It's like they're making fun of white people. They're saying that you're lame. He's like,
I'm your food taste bud.
What culture do you think that represents of white people that like even Monaleo couldn't hide it in her evil video?
Have you ever seen that?
To be fair, they got off lightly. I don't know if you realise, but 2026 is less than 100 days away. And if you look back at the goals you set, you would have barely made any progress, especially when it comes to...
What is this?
9 months ago.
This is an ad for Outskill. What's this?
Platform is hosting a 2-day AI mastermind workshop, which is happening.
Damn, this guy must be making tons of money.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Long ad. Wow, crazy.
And he must
Oh my
not
God,
work
is
that
the
long
rest
either,
of the
because
video an
his
ad?
videos are like 7 minutes. The fuck?
I thought he was like kind of irrelevant and probably
7 minutes, and 3 of those minutes are ads?
like
That's
a
crazy.
huge ad.
That
yeah.
is crazy.
The WhatsApp community to stay updated before the big blast.
Cause I remember we was pushed out. So if you can't say the word, then your ass getting put out.
Given the murder offending rate of black females, which is even higher than white males, I'd say take her at a word. Oh yes, that familiar problem of creepy white people lurking outside black people's homes. Monaleo's sexy Siouxland video shuts down invitations to the cookout. If there's any modern online trend that has been grinding folks' gears lately, it's the cookout. The mythical, metaphorical gathering of black folks for celebration and commiseration is beginning to lose its cultural cachet thanks to a laissez-faire approach to giving invitations to outsiders, and Houston rapper Monaleo is over it. Again, not to labour the point, but I don't think there's a deluge of white people clamouring for an invitation to the cookout. Forget the cookout.
There 100% are a lot of white people who would love to be invited to the cookout.
Is this saying not to labor the point, or is it be labor?
Oh, I thought he said be labor, didn't he?
Outsiders, and Houston rapper Monaleo is over it. Again, not to labour the point, but I don't think there's a deluge of white people clamouring for
you dirty white.
Not to labour the point, really. Not to labour.
Not to belabor the point, but maybe you should learn your own language.
Maybe learn your own language. You ruddy, rotten rotter.
For an invitation to the cookout. Forget the cookout, I can just go to Popeyes instead. Maybe not. With sexy Siouxland, Monaleo blends history, hoodoo and cultural pride into a viral anthem that reclaims black heritage. The song and visuals highlight the themes of empowerment and cultural pride. The cultural pride of...
And I think that some of that praise is a little over the top, but it's a fun song.
Vindictively hating white people literally being your entire identity. Seems to be a common theme.
If you ain't black, stay the fuck out the business.
This was so stereotypical, I'm pretty sure even the Klan couldn't have made it more outrageous. They seem to love it though. 14 million views. I love this. It's
like, well, if it's good for racists, then why do you hate it so much, Paul Joseph Watson?
Well, he probably doesn't think that he's a racist. He just notices.
Just a noticer.
made it more outrageous. They seem to...
I've noticed that no one wants me at their cookout.
No clue. Yeah.
I'm beginning to notice.
I love it though. 14 million views. I love this. It was a highlight and celebration of black American culture. This made me cry. She's really doing her thing and having her way and representing for our people. I love it. Let's gatekeep our culture. Yeah, you can keep it. It's fine. Black Americans are going through a great cultural renaissance right now. I cannot stop listening. I'm black and I'm proud. Our culture. I love this so much. I'm so tired of them saying black Americans have no culture. This is black American culture, since they're saying we don't have culture, but they want to act like us. I mean, what culture do white people have anyway?
Yeah, do people say that? Do people say black people don't have culture?
That's the first I ever heard of that. I never heard nobody say that before.
All right.
We don't have culture, but they want to act like us. I mean, what culture do white people have? Proudly venerate.
Did you see that? He plays this. He plays a video of white culture.
Oh, is this you or trash? Or I mean,
Wait.
Watch.
Okay.
Bro, white people don't have any culture. Be happy with multiculturalism. cleanliness.
Habits? What?
Habits. What the fuck are you talking about? It's like, oh, really? You have do you have a habit? You have habits?
What do you mean?
You have habits. That's cultural appropriation.
No, but his habit is like what? Dressing up in a suit.
I don't know.
Newspaper,
No,
and
I think
drinking
it's.
coffee?
I think any habit is actually white in origin, and if you have a habit, then you're appropriating that. From
I
white
know tons of white people with habits for real.
habits. I mean, I don't know. Maybe like what fine art, actual music. He says over like EDM.
Like, why would you? Why would you not play just the violin? Huh?
Yeah, like,
Why you gotta have like these percussive instruments? And shit.
Architecture, cleanliness. I mean, I don't know. Ask a black person how often they shower, or if they have like indoor clothes, outdoor clothes. They sit on the bed in their outside pants, whatever.
Not me. Not me. Immediately after I came in this house, I took off my pants because it was outdoor pants.
Right. Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
saying.
you got outdoor pants. I mean, I don't know. I feel like black people are pretty clean.
When Christopher Columbus came to like the Americas, what was one of the things that the indigenous people wrote about the Spaniards? Do you remember?
You mean when Cortez was in Mexico? I know there was
I saw it was Christopher Columbus.
I know there's a whole thing when like the Spaniards arrived in Mexico, the indigenous people there could not believe how gross they smelled, and they were like giving them like perfume and like trying to get them to, it was like when you like give your friend deodorant or whatever, and it's like, hope they get the hint.
They treat us like gods.
Yeah, they think that we're kings. They're giving us perfume, giving us antiperspirant. They're showering us with gifts, breath spray.
Well, they're
breath.
like, please do something.
Yeah. They keep offering us mints. They keep offering us mints as though we are one of their gods. Anyway.
But while the song's being proudly venerated as a bold reclamation of black female confidence and self-empowerment, the reality is very different.
Oh my god. Just saying, okay, and black people have a weave. All right.
This is a.
Okay,
I don't understand what I'm looking at. This is a TikTok from a black person, or.
I guess he's saying that there is reclamation from like we call it of being a beautiful black queen, right? But she's wearing wigs and weaves.
I think this is a TikTok from a white person, right?
What's her point? Like, yes, I know I have extension to here, but under it, it's all beautiful black. Okay, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I actually have no idea. I'm so confused.
I know, but I've heard the argument before. I'm bored.
What argument?
Like, oh, you love yourself so much. If so, why do you want to be white so bad? Why do you have white people here?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, black hair is like a very intricate topic that does have troubling roots. No pun intended.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. Like I just don't get what he's saying with this TikTok.
Confidence and self-empowerment are really venerated as a bold reclamation of black female confidence and self-empowerment. The reality is very different. How dare this white girl innocently play with her hair? Ooh, jealous much? The message is clear. Support black or get the fuck out the way. Yes, ma'am.
I mean, that person seems dumb. The person that posted that TikTok, like, what? I don't understand.
But why do you include the hair? What that's supposed to say?
yeah,
I
I
don't even get. I thought I understood what he was saying.
I don't
but
understand it. I don't get it.
He took out.
I don't know.
Dude, stop muscling up your lip at us.
He thought it. Yeah. Why does his lip have a bicep?
Jesus Christ.
I don't understand it. That top lip is dangerous.
Ugh.
Jealous much? The message is clear. Support Black or get the fuck out the way. Yes, ma'am.
Just get the fuck away.
Shoe bill.
If you value what I do and you want to help support me, please visit.
This guy, wow. I did not know he was this big still. And that's the end. 100% of your support keeps Paul Joseph Watson independent.
That's crazy.
Yeah, all right. That wasn't as fun as I thought it was going to be, but I don't really have it in me to watch any more of these.
It's just stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about this guy? Any last words? What's his most popular video? Clown World.
Yeah, Vin Bubble. This just in. Teenage girls are weird and jealous. Yeah, weird.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm sure that's all that was. Hidden messages in the new $100 bill. This is his most viewed video, 12 million.
The thing is, too, like, a lot of his type of people would love to say, oh, you guys see race in everything. And it's like, to me, the opposite. You are the ones that are noticing, right? Are you not? You are the ones that are seeing race in everything.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, that song is about race, but...
No, and it is.
He
yeah,
sees it
sorry.
from, not just from that song. He sees it in like, all aspects of life.
I just meant that, like... Or how do I put this? What is the girl's TikTok? What did it say verbatim?
Oh, I don't know. It was like, what's her point? I have hair too.
The swelling.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I've seen people be jealous of like black people with like extremely long hair before. My best friend had like really long hair growing up. And people were like, "Oh, she plays with it in the class because she wants people to notice it." Whatever.
This new song's being
in high school.
Like so much of the way that they are able to kind of paint the world however they want is to find some random video on TikTok of the group that they hate and then be like, this is what they're all like.
Is this doing the thing?
Yeah, it's not loading properly for some reason.
Yeah.
What's her point? Like, yes, I know I have extensions, fake hair, but under all of it is thick, beautiful hair.
Like that's.
Like, does she thinks that this girl is doing that to make a point?
I have seen that, I don't know, mentality from people who are black as well, like, or like, does that make sense to you? What I'm saying?
No.
Like, sorry. As I said, with my best friend growing up, she had long hair, and I remember distinctly we were at
like long natural hair or long extensions. Okay.
No, long natural hair, but she had at one point chemically straightened it, and so we were at like extra Spanish classes, and I remember that somebody had made a comment, and I had heard, and I had gone to her because it's like nobody gonna talk to her about my best friend in front of me, and I don't go and report it. I went immediately, and I was like, now you need to tell me if I need to say something because I will. But it was just all jealousy. Anyways, just teenage girls, whatever.
Just teenage girls. So what was the jealousy over? The length of her hair?
And, like,
people were jealous
attention
that she had long hair?
People.
Oh, okay. But yeah, and then she's looking back.
How dare this white
looks at the window.
Whatever.
I mean, I don't know. I don't even know if the way
She doesn't mention white. Also, is there a free?
How dare this white?
Fucking, I don't know. Maybe.
He just drops us off in the middle of nowhere.
It's just like he's trying to make it seem like, yeah, maybe there's more where the girl actually said something fucked up, and then she's like, "What's her point?" But like, he's trying to make it seem like, how dare that white girl play with her hair or whatever. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's all very, very odd. I don't know. Yeah, I think that black people are allowed to be a little mean to white people in a fun way, and I appreciate that about you. I mean, you know, sometimes I meet a black person who will be like, will go out of their way to sort of like let me know that like they don't hate white people or whatever, and I'm always like a little bit like, what? You don't? Like, that seems kind of dumb of you. Like, it's like kind of like lose a little bit of respect for them, like, in a way.
You should hate.
It's like, yeah, like how can you be black and not be like at least a little bit suspicious of any white person that you meet? Like, you're not a student of history, I guess. You know, like you didn't really pay attention to that, huh? But I mean, yeah, I all the non-blacks to the back, bow, whatever.
I mean, whatever. I don't care. I don't care that much.
It's a fun song. I like it.
Yeah.
You know, it's.
I listen to whole heap of songs that with lyrics I find way more offensive than that.
Oh yeah.
So
that's very true. Very true. Sure does look fun at the cookout though. Oh man. Oh. It's you've been invited to cookouts in Canada?
Yes.
Really? Yes. Geez.
My family has them, or like
your family.
When we used to come to Canada, like intermittent. So we would like sometimes alternate. Sometimes some years we would go to the States, some years we'd come to Canada, and every year there would be a big cookout, like wherever we go, because our family was like, oh yay, our family from Jamaica is here. Let's have a cookout with our community here in America.
Is it a Jamaica thing? You guys do that there?
Huh?
Is it like a Jamaica thing? Like, do you guys do that in Jamaica?
I would say Jamaica, we more have fish fries. But it's the same vibe.
Is that
Is
fish. Not a cookout? Just more fish involved?
Because it's an island.
Interesting. See, I had convinced myself it was an American black thing. I was like, that's why I never got to go to one. Nope. All right. Well, like I said, I get it. That's my reparations. That's my reparations that I won't go to a cookout. That I mean, not that I was invited,
They
but
give me a +1. I'm like,
but
I refuse.
Like, nice try. I know this is a test. I'm gonna be the best ally I can and not go to like, oh what? No, this is what do you mean? No, dude, it's just like a party. You can like, nope.
Way.
I know the thing. Listen.
This is how they get you.
I know. I've heard the Monoleo song. Yeah. I know you guys are going to kick me out.
I will be the lookout.
I'll be in the street as a lookout.
I am assigned.
And like, I go with Barney. I'm just like standing out in the street. I'm like, there's no cops yet.
They're like,
if they come, don't worry. I'll talk to them.
My engineer
Let me do the talk.
Comes out.
Just
He's
yelling.
like, oh, what the fuck are you talking
that
about?
That guy is making us look so suspicious. Why do we have a lookout? We're not doing anything illegal.
He's like, just the suburbs. Like, what are you doing?
Don't worry, you guys. I got you. Maybe someone can bring me some grits.
They're like, all right, you know what? Let's keep him outside. Let's keep him outside.
I'm going to be in the street as a lookout. I did bring my own raisin mashed potato mac and cheese combo.
Actually, we would prefer it if you were to go a block further that way.
And I call it raisin and cheese, and it represents black people and white people getting along together.
Just more further that way. You're headed in the right direction.
Is this where you guys want me to look out for cops? Yeah. Keep going. And get on the bus. Okay, I got it. Check the bus for cops. Stay on the bus. That's the main thing we're worried about.
James is like, and I will go to the back of the bus in solidarity.
Yeah, in solidarity with Monoleo, who said all the non-blacks to the back. Yeah. Well, this is the best part, when the white people show up.
I didn't really want to go to the cookout.
All the non-blacks to the back. All the non-blacks to the back.
Look at those.
Yeah. Well, anyway, 500,000 views. Not bad. Not bad. He's making it work. We're almost there. We'll catch up. We'll catch up. We only need 1 million times the subscribers to catch up with him. Oh, I can come to your cookout, Tizzle Bacon? Oh, but you're white? Yeah, right. Gross. I don't even want to do that.
Y'all ever seen like food from the Midwest?
What does that mean? Like what?
Like they have some salads that just aren't salads.
Well, what do you mean? Because salad's like a debatable term, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I brought that up one time in the what do you call it there? In the Discord. I was like on the TikTok and something came across my For You page, and it was white people in the Midwest making things that they call salad just because it has like jello in it, which blew my mind. Something called ambrosia salad. It's there's so many different types of salad that just aren't really salads because they don't have no vegetable in them.
Because that's what I think of as a salad, but salad means something else. This guy's still going? Wait, we're in hell. Are you talking about me or Paul Joseph Watson?
Hey, what's up, Sam?
But yes, Paul Joseph Watson is still going, and it's only gotten more low effort, but he's still doing pretty well. I mean, I don't know. Multiple videos a week, long sponsorships, very little effort put into them. Literally some of them have the same titles and thumbnails. Almost all race baiting. But I was kind of expecting that he didn't exist anymore, but looked him up and he's still going. He's not nearly as big as he used to be, but he's still doing quite well. Diesel Bacon. I'm in the Midwest. Gob Queen's 100% correct. We're cursed too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't really got much more to say. We should call it a night.
It's time to eat that ramen.
I'm getting sweaty, and you describing the food made me hungry. Can we do like a little cookout that's just me and you?
Nope.
Can we like just like eat outside
I'll send you to the street.
But I'm like a
be the lookout.
Yeah, and then but it's like I'm a vampire at the cookout because I have to be invited to go. Like I just don't want to show up. So you have to invite me, and it has to be like your idea.
What do you think this is? Sinners? I will
Yeah.
never invite a vampire.
It's
to my house.
exactly like Sinners. It's exactly like Sinners. You invite me to the cookout, and then I bite people, and then no one wants me to come back. And everyone gets mad at you, and they consider you white.
Okay.
Because I've spread my vampire disease to you.
I do think that has happened a little bit. I do think that
people respect you less.
I do think that.
You lost some of your cred.
They're like, oh, but actually, it's because James. That's why you do the things that you do. I'm like, what? I'm just nerdy. I like Dungeons and Dragons. What? That don't have nothing to do with James.
That doesn't have anything to do with me.
I know. But they make it out to be like, oh, it's because white.
Is it because you're dating me, or is it because Is it because you do improv?
It is because
you do some of the whitest things imaginable.
First of all, okay, and to be fair, you were the one that told me to do improv.
That is true. Yeah, I did. So. I did say that you would like it. Vim Vam Boom. What if we call it a picnic? Yeah.
What if we call it?
It's like, I'm invited to the picnic.
Okay.
Then that doesn't have the same vibe though.
I could do a picnic for sure. Let's do a picnic.
But can we call it a cookout to people?
No.
Okay, let's do a picnic. But then I'll tell people, yeah, I got invited to the cookout.
No.
It's still a cookout as long as we cook while we're there.
You got invited to a gathering.
I'm gonna bring a Coleman stove.
A play date. That's fine.
Oh man, I'm so sweaty. Mm-hmm. It's sweaty enough just with me in here. You in here, it's like a sauna in here right now. Like my hair is like all completely fucked up. Anyway, all right, we do gotta go. All right, did you hear my new sounds?
No.
I got some new ones in.
You're a New World Order shill.
Okay.
Pretty good. And I got this one from the MK Ultra.
They're so dadgum compromised. They're so dadgum compromised.
They're so dadgum compromised.
Dadgum.
And was that it? That might have been it, actually. Yeah, I guess that's it. But also, I have the new Obsidian song. You want to hear?
Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me. We'll do the Obsidian song, and then we'll bounce.
It's a powerful note-taking application.
So I've been using Obsidian app for a while now.
Obsidian has officially won the Note Awards.
And then we go into Obsidian mode. Obsidian mode. But yeah, all right, gang. We are going to call it a day, and take care of yourself. Thanks for watching. Follow me on all the stuff. You know what to do. You can join the Discord and the link in the description. I don't know. Chill Goblin, Twitter, Patreon. What else? I don't know, their stuff, whatever. You guys get it. You guys get me. All right, until next time.
Fangs forward, faith up.
And?
Bottoms up, and the double laps.
Bow, all the non-blacks to the back.
I wanted to air this because I got sent this and I saw this and I watched most of it. I didn't see it all this morning. It's like 30 minutes long, but I watched part of it. And the guy's saying he's criticizing me because you do that, you don't get banned by the algorithm. And he's just one surfer coming on the waves we created. So he pretty much gets it. I thought it was entertaining and informative. He's also got a pretty ridiculous name, Extra Chill Goblin. We always like goblin jokes. I don't know why. I made goblin jokes years ago. They became super viral, so whatever. Yeah. We'll air that. So here's Extra Chill Goblin, and then Harrison Smith takes over. Here it is. Extra Chill Goblin. He pretty much gets it. Dirty. He's also got a pretty ridiculous name. Extra Chill Goblin Vomit, Slop, and Blood. I thought it was entertaining and informative. He's got a goblin guide charging into a goblin's nest. I don't want to see him kissing goblins. I just don't want to catch him in bed with a goblin. Literal pot-belly goblins are hobbling around coming after us. Extra Chill.